time for the Straight Up Wrestling Show.
What's up, everybody? It's your man Christopher Burton here, the People's Podcaster, and welcome to another episode of the Straight Up Wrestling Show. Later on, hopefully, if I'm not gone by then, my partner HBT will be on with me. But I'm glad you're here with me, guys. Hey, and let's get some business out of the way first. Hey, no matter what platform you're watching on, if you're watching on Facebook, hit that like, share, join. And if you're on YouTube, which a lot of y'all are, hit that like, share, subscribe, and definitely hit that notification bell, ding, 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 for times like this when we're on live. And if you're on Twitch, do the same thing as you do on YouTube. And if you're ever on X, see us on X. If you ever see us on X, hit that like, share, tweet, and retweet, and follow the Straight Up Wrestling Show, guys. Hey, like I said, man, y'all saw in the comments on the subject matter, we're going to be talking about some news that's going on in the wrestling world today, man. So, hey, guys, I tell you, well, as y'all know, a majority of the country has been hit with a winter storm. And I wasn't too sure if we were going to get anything down here in SC, and we did. We got snow, we got ice, we got sleet, and now we're about to get more sleet on top of the stuff, and it's going to get colder and freeze over. It's going to be pretty nasty. And speaking of nasty weather, guys, Raw ring announcer Alicia Taylor is the Miss Raw because of weather and somebody's car going down the street. And Lillian Garcia is going to fill in. Stop. I'm talking to my dog. Lucas, what's going on, man? Glad you made it in. Alma, what's happening? Glad you made it in. What's up, Christopher Burton? How you doing this evening? I'm doing pretty good. Resting up, trying to stay warm, cold, and snow. Yeah, that's what we got here. And like I was saying about the weather, well, Alicia Taylor, she is gonna have she's gonna miss Raw because of this crazy weather, man. And a lot of people are. I was supposed to work today. Obviously, we were closed. So Alicia, she will not be at Raw tomorrow because it's announced on social media she's stuck in the United States, unable to fly to Toronto. So they're supposed to be in Toronto tomorrow due to the weather. So she's stuck. She can't fly, wherever she is, the weather's bad. Hopefully it clears up and she'll be able to do her duties as ring announcer and be with WWE. The storm has caused havoc on the airports, caused thousands of flight delays and cancellations. Wow, it says currently she's at the airport with all canceled flights to Canada. Wow, so if you're trying to fly to Canada, you ain't gonna make it. Tagging her sister Lil to fill in. So Lillian's gonna fill in for her. Man, hey, that's what you got partners for, man. If somebody can't make it, somebody's gonna step up. It's got to always be next man up. The show must go on no matter what. So hopefully the weather will clear and she'll be able to do her duties. Alicia, she'll be able to do her duties as ring announcer, hopefully. Lucas says, I have no school next week. Oh, wow. Lucky you, right? I have no snow. Oh, Lucas, what? Y'all must got ice then. If y'all don't have no snow, we got snow and ice, man. This is a bad mix of stuff we got, man. It's not cool, man. It's not cool. But hopefully everybody's staying warm. Hopefully everybody is staying safe. One of my friends, unfortunately, his power has gone out, unfortunately. And I pray that it gets back on quick, for his sake and his family's sake, everything. So, yeah. So, for all my gamers out here, WWE 2K26 is going to be coming out pretty soon, guys. Yeah, if you like video games, and I am one of them, so I'm going to see how this pans out. They're going back to a format that's worked before. They're going back to the Attitude Era kind of deal. So you can relive moments in particular moments that were in the Attitude Era. You can relive those moments. And they're also doing a Monday Night War edition. That's been announced for WWE 2K26. And my partner, he's going to be coming in here in a minute. I don't know if he's ready, but hopefully when he gets on, there he is right there. What's going on, HBT?
Yo, what's up, man?
All right, glad you put it on,
Go ahead
man.
here talking.
Yeah, I'm up here just talking about some news, man. Just finished talking about this weather. How Alicia Taylor ain't gonna be able to make it to Raw tomorrow, man, because she's stuck at the airport.
Oh wow, man, that is crazy.
They're supposed to be in Toronto, Canada, man. So she said any and all flights from the U.S. to Canada have been canceled. So
oh wow.
If you're on a flight heading to Canada, you stuck. you ain't going nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So Lillian, so when we see Raw tomorrow, Lillian Garcia is gonna be the announcer, man.
Okay. Well, you got to do it. You know, you got to roll with whatever you got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to. Like I said, the show must go on. Almost says
I'm about to change it.
What? Tornadoes in the deep south
today. Crazy weather this weekend. Wow, that's crazy. I'm about to change what you got here, boy.
That's crazy, man.
I'm about to edit your doggone. I'm about to edit this thing, boy. Talk about what
man, you always changing stuff, man.
You got HBT on here, boy. This ain't all about you.
Well, it was about to be. If I didn't call you, it was gonna be all me.
Yeah, it would have been all you.
But it's gonna be all my show.
I'm gonna let you roll. I'm gonna let you roll with it.
That'd be my show, boy. Yeah, but
I'm gonna let you roll with it.
But yeah, guys, like I was saying, man, for any gamers that are out, 2K26 is gonna be coming out this year. I think they're looking at March, I believe, is the release date. And then, like I said, they're going back to almost like the showcase thing where they did the WrestleMania moments, the Samoan Dynasty on this on 25, but they're doing the hottest moments of the Attitude Era, so you can relive all the Attitude Era and the hot moments in that and everything, and earn rewards and stuff like that on the game. Y'all know how it works, for anybody that plays games. And they're coming out with a Monday Night War edition. I don't know how this is gonna work out, but I'm about to find out. So after announcing the Attitude Era edition of WWE 2K26, WWE ran an advertisement yesterday under edition called Monday Night Wars. This ad starts with Scott Hall invading WCW, asking the then WWF if they wanted a war, then transition to popular clips of The Rock, DX, NWO, and others from Raw and Nitro as the two shows went to battle against each other. Now, the cover features 12 superstars from each brand: Stone Cold, The Rock, Undertaker, Triple H, Kurt Angle, and Chyna on the WWE side. And while Hollywood Hogan, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Goldberg, Booker T, and Eric Bischoff on WCW side. Now, pre-orders start on the 30th. No actual release date, so I stand corrected, is available, but rumors are that the game will be out in time for WrestleMania 42. So, April. I said March, April. So, yeah, I was pretty close. Harry, but I know that ain't your thing, Harry, but I know you want to get on that foosball, but that's what you want to get on, but you want that foosball.
What's going on in the football world?
Man, I don't know. I just know New England going back to the Super Bowl. I don't care. I ain't been watching no football. I forgot football was even on, man. I thought it was over.
Hey, New England, man, it didn't take them long to get back up. It really didn't. So I know we know one person that's really happy.
No Limit Sports
man. Guy.
Oh my God!
Dang, yeah. So
I know he's going crazy. He's losing his mind, boy.
That's one is like, this is it. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So hopefully they trying to get number 7, man. Number 7. Can you believe that, man?
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. Number 7.
Hey, man. Yep.
That's wild, man.
That is
all
crazy.
Right. So Lucas wants the link, man. He wanted the link. Lucas says,
"What's up, man?" For a little while.
Okay.
What's going on, Lucas?
Alma says, "What's up, Harry? How you doing this evening? I'm doing pretty good. Trying to stay warm and chilling like a villain."
Hey, Alma, how are you?
Lucas says, "Oh no, Harry, no, just why?
No."
Well, you know what, man, Lucas. Hey, man, I'll tell you what, man. I'm gonna send you a link, Lucas. I'm gonna send you the link, man. I'm gonna send you a link, man. Don't worry. I got you, Lucas. I got you, man. I got you, buddy. I got you. Black Rain's in the building. What's up, Black Rain? What's going on, man? What's up? What's up?
Black Rain, what's going on with you, brother?
And Lucas says, "Oh, okay, I got you, Lucas, man. I got you, man. Don't worry, man. You gonna get the link this time, man. You gonna get the link. I promise. You gonna get the link, man." He's like, "I ain't gonna never get the link, man. I ain't never gonna get the link, man." Yeah, mother said he ain't never gonna get it. He ain't change this thing up, but I can't find the link, man. I can't find it, boy. You might need to find it here. I can't find it, boy. And did the flippity flop, boy.
Heck yeah.
But you know what, man? I was thinking, man, about last night, man. That Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu match, man.
Okay.
Somebody said something, and I didn't think about it. I should have. It makes sense. Why would you want, for the first time they wrestle, somebody to win, somebody to lose? Why would you want that? Why you want to set that precedent, man? Because either way, somebody gonna look bad on that win and lose.
Well,
so when they did it this way, and I thought about it, okay, you don't know. So there's still room to, do what you got to do.
Well, that's true, man. But one thing about that whole match, both of those guys are fan favorites right now. Both of them.
Yeah.
And it just, I'm like, look, where did the heat and animosity come between these two? Where did it come from? Now, it's one thing if you build up a story that this was happening.
I can tell you where it came from. When Jacob supposedly cost Cody the title against Drew. In that 3 stages of hell,
well,
he interfered.
Well, that too. But man, I don't know. I'm just shaking my head on the whole thing. I don't know. I mean, I'm just be honest with you. I don't know. I don't really care about it. That's the bottom line. How many people care about it? I've seen. Now I've listened to a couple podcasts today. People do a review on the show. They dogged the whole show. Now, it really was not that bad. But
it wasn't bad. It wasn't.
That's one of the main talking points was that matchup between Cody and Jacob. Whatever this dude's name is, Yada Mean or whatever his name is.
Jacob, man.
Jacob Fatu. I was just gonna call him Fatu. I couldn't think of the first name. But I mean, was it really meaningful? I mean, is it really doing anything for Jacob's career? And the thing about it is this. Cody's bigger than Jacob. That's Jacob is a normal sized dude with some bulk. Cody is bigger than him. It did not look good. The aesthetics of it doesn't look good. It's not like Cody going up against this big monster Samoan. It does not look good. And man, I think they seen that. And they're like, oh, let's just have them brawl. If they brawl out, then you're not going to have, because there's no ins and buts about it. Cody's the better wrestler. I mean, you can't deny that. Cody's a better wrestler than Jacob Fatu. Then you got to look at it and you got to say, what does Jacob have? What's going on, Magnum? I see you in the building, bro.
What's up, Mag?
What does Jacob have that's going to put him in the position to where he should be in this matchup when it boils down to it with Cody Rhodes? Cody is a far superior wrestler. I'm gonna say it, far superior wrestler, and he's bigger than Jacob Fatu. So it's not like
what you mean, like popularity or size?
Size-wise, he's bigger.
No,
Cody's
he ain't.
like, yes, he is bigger than Jacob. He's bigger than Jacob. Not in mass, but he's taller. And Cody has enough.
Like 2 or 3 inches?
2 or 3 inches comes to that, man. When it comes to combat, when it boils down to it. Not really. If the what's name, now look, if you have the talent, I'm gonna go ahead and use somebody. If you have the talent of let's go ahead and talk about somebody, man, who's dead. Chris Benoit, okay? Chris Benoit, when he had his little feud with Booker T. Now, Booker T was a bigger man.
Oh, good.
But Chris Benoit had the size, he had the talent, he had the skill to hang in there with Booker T. he basically had a little bit more skill, but Booker T was a big, good man. It's like a big, good man versus a smaller, with as far as Cody Rhodes is a good sized wrestler, and he's going up against, it's not saying Jacob Fatu don't have talent. Jacob Fatu have talent, but the thing is, it's kind of like Apollo Creed said about Rocky, before their second matchup. He says, you're a good boxer. You're a very good boxer, but I am a great boxer. The thing is, Cody is great. Jacob Fatu, he's getting there, but I don't think he's ever going to get at that level. So what do you have? So it's a good scenario.
I say he's already there, man. He's already, Jacob's already there, man. Jacob's already there, man.
Oh, I don't think so.
Man, go back and look some of his stuff. Go look at some of his independent stuff, man. They got the handcuffs on that boy.
Stuff. Man, the independent stuff don't mean, the independent stuff don't mean anything. What you did at Staples don't mean anything to what you're doing at Food Line.
Okay, Harry, listen, man. You compare
apples. I ain't got no handcuffs on that dude, man.
Listen, man. Now, if I'm running an independent thing and you my main star, and I know you about to go somewhere, and I'm letting you do all this stuff, man, that I'm letting you show your full arsenal. Everybody like, oh man, Harry about to be he about to go to WWE. He gonna turn the place on fire. Oh man, have you seen Harry's matches and da da da? You get to WWE, they're like, okay, Harry, look, man, some of that stuff you doing ain't gonna fly. We're gonna put you in this box. So that means you're gonna have to cut your arsenal down to over half of what you were doing in the Indies. That's what they're doing to Jacob, man. You ain't seen that man's full arsenal. So bro, I'm just saying.
But do you think they're gonna let him release his full arsenal? So
God, no.
It's all about
no.
So
because the reason why, for his size, the things he can do in WWE's eyes, he shouldn't be doing. Like, yes, he can do a swanton. Yes, he can do a moonsault. He can do other things that loot, like what Ray Phoenix and them boys, he can do stuff like that. What them boys be doing. But because of his size, WWE ain't no need to, no, you ain't doing all that. You ain't doing all that. You are quote unquote somewhat of a big man, so we're gonna let you do a little bit of it, but you ain't going all out like you did back in the day. So
all right. Let's go ahead and now look, I've seen some of that. I've seen some of his independent stuff. Yeah, of course he can do a lot of things. But let me ask you a question here. Okay. Let me ask you a question. Okay. You comparing those guys. Look at the competition that he was going up against. Yeah. Okay, now look at the competition he's going up against. Okay. Do you think all that stuff, I mean, legitimately, like say, if you're looking at a pro wrestling match without what you know about pro wrestling, without, if pro wrestling was kayfabe, and you're looking at the talent and the skill, everything that Cody Rhodes can do, you think that Jacob Fatu is going to get away with all that stuff up against somebody the caliber of Cody Rhodes? Do you actually believe that he's going to be able to execute every single thing and dominate that match the way he dominated over there?
No.
See, that's where you gotta think about it. Like I say, just because the Miami Hurricanes could dominate Wake Forest doesn't mean that they are going to dominate the Oklahoma Sooners the same way. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah. that's where I want you to. That's where I say critical thinking with wrestling fans. That's where they need to go. Just because Mike Johnson down in Tennessee at Tennessee State at TSW, Tennessee State Wrestling, just because he was dominating there or was able to pull off all kind of different moves doesn't mean he was going to go to the World Wrestling Federation and do those same moves on Randy Savage. That's not going to happen. So you have to put it in perspective of where Jacob was doing this at. Hey, just because Jacob was beating up doggone Booby Miles over there in Hawaii, man, don't mean that he's gonna come over and doggone he just gonna take apart doggone AJ Styles or somebody the same way he was doing that. So that's the way I look at it. That's the way I look at it. Is okay, just because you had that style over there and you was incredible doesn't mean that you're gonna do the same thing when you go up against the big boys, because now you're facing Sheamus. Now you're facing AJ Styles. Now you're facing Finn Balor. Now you're facing doggone Roman Reigns. Now you're facing doggone Braun Breaker. You're facing Bronson Reed. Man, you got this kind of talent. You got Drew McIntyre. You got this type of talent now that you have to face. Doesn't mean because you was over there, you just at APW locker room.
Too, you got to think too, man. But also too, man. I say they also don't not necessarily because of his size and stature, they won't let him do it because he'll showboat them boys, man. He'll make them boys look bad.
Showboat, Chris? Yeah, really?
Yes, he will make them boys look okay. Harry, come on, man.
How long would he make anybody? How long would he make them boys look bad, Chris?
Harry, okay, let's say he wrestled Drew McIntyre. He doing everything in that match against Drew McIntyre that he was doing in Independence. Come on, man. And Drew gonna be looking like, dude, you making me look bad by showing out for your good. You making me look bad. But
listen. What I'm asking you, Chris, is how long you might do that for. You might do that for a few matches. It might work for a while. But I'm saying, how long do you think that's going to last? That's what I'm asking you. Okay. When we got back into wrestling, when I got back into wrestling and I saw Ricochet, I'm like, man, this is some incredible stuff. Man, this is some good stuff, man. He making people look bad. How long did that last? And we first started watching when we first started doing this, and we watching AEW. I'm watching doggone the Young Bucks. I'm like, they making people look bad. They making people look bad. But how long did that last, Chris? How long did that last? How long do the flippity dippity dit? How long do that last, Chris? How long do that last? Somebody come in that looks good, that's doing that. How long does it last? That's what I'm saying. I'm kind of like KRS-One. KRS-One said, we are thinking long range. How soon is it when you're out of here? Credit cards, boats, cars, houses, or whatever you got, all that stuff when you're out of here, when your stuff just basically go out of style. How long does that take? We are thinking long range. So a person like Jacob Fatu, brother, you better have something long range that I can really stick to, that I can invest in. I don't want to hear you saying yada yada mean all the time. Yada yada mean gets old, bro. It gets old. It gets old. You flipping over the ropes, man, like you Superman or something like that. That gets old, bro. That gets old. I mean, unless you doggone Rey Mysterio, I don't want to see it. Rey Mysterio, the reason that we can deal with Rey Mysterio doing this, because he's been doing it since 1998. You know what I'm saying? So That's his style. That's his style. But everybody in the world doing it, and just because you got a little bit of size and you can do it, you're not going to surprise me unless you're 325 pounds like my man Curtis Coleman. You know what I'm saying? And can do a triple moonsault off the doggone rope. So, off the turnbuckle. That's the only way you're going to, you're not going to impress me with this stuff because you can fly, you can jump off the turnbuckle or the apron and you can jump on somebody onto that table. But like I say, you might shock me for the first few times you do it, and then after a while, I'm going to be like,
man, come on, Harry. It's all about the flippity flop, man. Flippity flop, man.
You got a flippity dippity. We'll go get that flippity dippity dit. That's what Chris say, boy. Flippity floppity.
That's what. Well, don't give me a promotion.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm calling Pro Wrestling Flippity Dippity, boy. Pro Wrestling Flippity Dippity Federation, boy.
Hey, yeah, flippity dippity. Hey, Chris, go ahead and acknowledge some of these comments, man. Get some of these comments.
All right, so Black Rain said, "I'm chilling. We chilling, snowed in Tennessee. No work tomorrow. Oh man, that's how it is down here, man." Mag says, "Greetings, Chris and Harry. Glad to see you guys doing well after the snowstorm." Yep. Get down.
What's going on, Mag?
Lucas says it's been 3 minutes, man. Hey, man, goodness, he got us on a timer, man. Calm down, man. You act like you got somewhere to go, man.
What's going on here?
All right, Alma says, "What's up, Black Rain, Mag? How y'all doing this evening? B90." All right, Mag says, "Alma, I'm good. Snow, shovel the driveway. About to have some pizza." Okay. Alma says, "Pizza sounds good. I wish I had one. I had some pizza today. I just finished it up a few minutes ago before I got on." Black Rain said, "I'm watching this game. We got Got a He-Man movie I see coming this year. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm skeptical about that. I don't.
He-Man.
Yeah, I'm skeptical about the He-Man. Max says, Alma, it's a tombstone that's had in the freezer. I was getting out in this mess. Yeah, don't. If you ain't got to get out, y'all don't get out. If y'all ain't got to. Luke said you
Most
would
definitely.
send
Most
it right, and then you would what a surprise, you took forever. Man, Lucas, chill out, man. You act like you got something to do, man. Just hey, chill out, man. Chill out. All right, Lucas. Calm down.
definitely.
Yeah, like you gotta go to work or something tomorrow, man. Stop all that. Trying to find a link, man. Trying to find a link. Hey, I can't find a link. Stop. Trying to find a link, man. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. All right, here you go, Lucas. Here you go, man. Calm down. There you go. There you go, Lucas. There you go, right there in the
All right,
comments.
Chris, I'll be right back, okay? Be right back.
All right, Lucas said, "Why I work." Hey, man, good Lord, yeah. What? What, Harry? What you tripping, bro?
Man,
What
I'm
you
sorry. I'm trying to.
Oh man. Black Rain said Lucas probably don't have school tomorrow because of the storm. No, he don't. He don't. But there's a link, Lucas. There's a link, man. So go ahead, come on in, man. Goodness sake, boy. But guys, yeah, I hope like I said, I hope everybody's being safe. If you don't have to go nowhere, please don't go nowhere. Now, especially now the sun done went down and temps about to drop. If it already hasn't started dropping, so yeah, it's whew, yeah, it's pretty rough. All right, so we got some NXT ratings on here, guys. NXT man ratings for the 20th of January. It said it drew 608,000 viewers this week, and that's down from 10,000 viewers the prior week. And the second week in a row, it dropped in viewership. The show has a 0.08 rating and a 18 and 49 through 49, down 1 point percent. The episodes ratings, wow, that's a little bit of a drop there, man. NXT needs to step their stuff up, man. They're starting to drop in the ratings there, and that's not not too cool. It's not too cool there. All right, Jamie Earnhardt says, "What's good, y'all? What's happening, Jamie? What's happening? Welcome in. All right." Mag said, "That's better real He-Man movie and not no She-Man movie." But you tripping, boy. You is tripping, man. You is tripping.
Hey, you know what, man? Look, Mag, I tell you what, Mag, it could be a She-Man movie. So he ain't tripping, Chris, because you know what? Hollywood right now is not making anything with men. They doing it's all women. A lot of the stuff they doing as far as is geared toward women, even those, you know, as far as the traditional male role, they are making movies for women, geared toward women, tough women, and things like that. That's what they're doing. So yeah, so Mag, he's not off at all when he says that. So, but you know, we're not going to get into that, man, because hey, people might get in here and say, hey. So we're not going to get into that, but I understand what Mag says straight up. Mr. Ray is in the house. What's up, Raymond? Ray, what's going on, bro?
What's going on, Ray? Welcome in, man. Man.
What's going on, Raymond?
Hey, man, hey,
Black
your
Rain.
boy.
What Black Rain said?
Black Rain said, Chris, what's the difference between the new 2K game and the Attitude Era version of WC? It's basically the same thing, man, except one, you just not getting certain things versus the other. It's like you got the base game, then you got a WCW version or whatever, and then that might have some extra stuff that you won't get in the base game, and then the Monday night you might get some stuff that covers all three, and yeah, that's what that is. All right, my man Lucas in the building. What's up, Lucas?
Sorry, it took me a while.
You about to say something before?
It took me a while because I had to take a dump.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew he was about to say that. I knew he was about to say that, boy. Damn, boy. I was like, oh, he about to say it, Lord. Say it.
I love your reactions.
Golly, boy.
So what's going on with you, Lucas?
Because the Straight Up Wrestling Show version of Chris is very funny.
Ray, we're with you. We wish this storm would stop, buddy.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
Ray.
just pray to Jesus. What's up, Raymond? How are you doing this evening? B90.
Clark is in the house. Man,
Bad
look,
news. Bad news. My cousin was trying to join, but it won't let him to join.
Oh, okay. Hey, you know they got Hulk Hogan's boot, his wrestling boot when he wrestled The Rock. They got it on auction, man.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's
okay.
I don't think that happened.
Yeah, it's the current bid for that boot.
I do it.
It is $28,000, and it started at $10,000.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
And the auction will end in 16 days. So in 16 days, they can go from 28 to 30 to 60 to 100,000 for one boot.
Who's selling it?
Who is selling it?
Supposed to get down to the -5 wind chill, -15 in the morning here. Extreme cold warning for tonight in the morning, B90. Magnum, I watched Law and Order when there were one female detective. Now the whole squad ran by woman and only 2 dudes. Tonight is going down -10, then tomorrow -15. Oh
gosh. Hold up. We're not gonna skip things. Okay. That was Mag. I'm sorry, we didn't skip anything. You about to say something before. Good job, Lucas.
Yeah, but he don't say who's actually selling it, man. But his one of his boots is up for auction, man.
Wow, that is crazy. That's crazy. That's a lot of money.
I have to join the stream today because sadly I didn't have church today because of the storm.
Okay, yeah.
Nobody did.
Yeah, no church. All the church was closed. My brother called me, wanted me to take him to church.
Yeah,
I'm like, well, you need to call your pastor. You ain't gonna have no church.
Back on Friday, they had to go to the church and record their Sunday service and then launch it on YouTube today.
Okay. Well, that's good. You know, at least it gives the parishioners, you know, give y'all a chance to check it out, you know, so on YouTube. Yeah, that's good.
I'm bored. I'm just going to watch some WWE.
All right, Lucas.
The first time that AJ Styles.
No. Turn that off. Lucas, you're gonna get our channel knocked off.
Yeah, you get
us canceled. What happened?
Lucas, we'll talk to you later, Lucas. Have a good one.
You're kicking me off?
Yeah, I'm kicking you off right now. Talk to you later, okay?
All right, guys.
Get on later.
If you're here on Twitch and YouTube, please subscribe to me and SUWS. If you're on Facebook, click the red heart until it turns red and click the thumbs up and follow him. And if you're on Twitter X, please retweet that bird and follow SUWS and subscribe to me and him. And you hate to like me. Anyways, gotta go. God bless.
All right, thank you, Lucas. But Chris, man, now you about to say something before we put Lucas on and before we you went in and asked a few questions. I don't know if you can remember or not, but yeah, usually you was about to say something. You said something about to say something. I can't remember what it was, but it doesn't matter.
I don't even remember now. I don't even remember.
Yeah, go on to the next thing, bro. Go on to the next thing. You got anything else to talk about?
So basically, man, if anybody's watched the Netflix show Unreal, WWE Unreal, Eric Bischoff basically has come out and said that Road Dogg doesn't have a backbone and lacks creative backbone after Unreal Backlash.
Who said that?
Eric Bischoff said that about Road Dogg. Because if you watch the show, like I said, Road Dogg and R-Truth are like that. They're like Mutt and Jeff. You don't see one without the other hardly. And
Right.
when they were talking about when R-Truth got fired and everything, so Road Dogg really looks at R-Truth like a brother, and Road Dogg was in contact with R-Truth, and they were in a meeting. They were talking about, okay, he's back now. We got him back and everything. What are we gonna do with him? And then R-Truth, that's your boy. What you think? R-Truth like, I don't know. I ain't got a clue. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I'm at a conflict. I don't want him to lose. I don't want him to win. I just don't know what to do. I love the guy. I can't think. I don't know. That's what he was, man. He was literally like that, man.
Man, we don't have this thing in the Straight Up Wrestling Show over on our page. Hold up.
Well, anyway, I keep talking anyway.
Okay.
So he was basically
keep
saying,
going.
yeah, he was basically saying he didn't know what to do, man, with R-Truth, man, and don't have a creative direction for him, man. So Eric Bischoff comes out and says that Road Dogg is not a creative genius. Yeah, Harry, your man said that, Eric Bischoff. He said that.
Okay. Said Road Dogg is not a creative genius.
Yeah, and he said he ain't got no backbone.
Man, look, I don't have anything to do with what Eric Bischoff says as far as Road Dogg go, and I don't know of anything that Road Dogg. Now I know Road Dogg have put in some work as far as in NXT with Michael P.S. Hayes. I know he has been involved in that, but I don't know if this guy's a creative genius at all. But when it comes to being a creative genius, and I'm not going to give Eric Bischoff credit for NWO. So let's just put it that way. So when it comes to being a creative genius, in wrestling, do Eric Bischoff have any room to talk? So that's what I want to look. That's what I want.
He had some good moments, but you know,
he did.
He had some good moments. He had some good creative ideas, at times. But just like for the overall thing, is just, yeah,
right.
Oh Lord, gee.
So yeah, that's just my thing. I'm just like, do this guy have any room to talk about anybody when it comes to creativity in wrestling? How much did you actually? I'm not going to say he did not contribute, because he contributed to the boom of wrestling in the late 90s. He definitely was a big part of that, but he's also part of the problem of why wrestling ended up the way it is. So, man, I'm like, be part of the solution. And how long have you been around Road Dogg, Eric Bischoff? How do you know if he's not a creative genius? He's probably a creative genius that's being held back by Triple H. How much can you actually do in that company as a person who's a creative genius? I actually think probably Shawn Michaels, probably Michael P.S. Hayes and Road Dogg, if they all took over the actual creativity, if they actually had the pen, I think we will have a better show. I definitely think they all have ideas. I think each and every one of them is pretty darn good when it boils down to it. But you only can go so far as the man with the rope. How much is of the knot that he's putting in there in the position that you're in as far as on that rope? So,
well, Harry, I don't think Michael Hayes is that much of a creative genius himself, but the man can put together some matches. He's good.
He's done well, Michael. Yeah,
he's done.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Good.
A lot of production that was done on some of the works that he's done has been pretty good. I'm not saying he's a creative genius. Now, as far as in wrestling, as far as anybody being a creative genius, you need to be able to pretty much produce a whole show. So I'm not saying Michael Hayes can produce a whole entire show. I don't know if Road Dogg could do that, or if Shawn Michaels could do that. I don't know if any one of those guys could actually do that, do a whole show and have it come out being a great show. Because for somebody, if you ask me, if you're able to do something like that, you're able to write a book. If you're able to, especially if you could do a week in and week out. Somebody like Dusty Rhodes, he could have wrote a book. Somebody like Ernie Ladd, you know, who was doing Mid-South at their best time, you know, when he was booking, they had their best years. He could write a book. So, you know, Jerry Lawler, he could write a book. Let's see, Jeff Jarrett's dad, Jerry Jarrett, he could write a book. They are so good at creative. They're the things that they did in wrestling, they could write a book on it. How good of of bookers they were, especially George Scott, who went from all the way from Crockett Promotions, and then he went over to WWE and was successful there when in the World Wrestling Federation and with WrestleMania and all that stuff. Man, he can write a book on his just being how creative that these guys are. They can write a complete book, but a lot of people are not able to do that. A lot of people not able to do that. And if you go back and look at all the geniuses in every industry that's out there, there's only a few, man. It's only a few in our lifetime, and even before us. There's only been a few as far as the top titans, as far as starting businesses. You only can you got in every business that's out there. Even you can look at even chocolate. Milton Hershey was a genius. Milton Hershey was a genius, but then you got to look around and say how many other geniuses there's been outside of him, the Mars family, Frank Mars, who started the Mars company. How many geniuses in chocolate there have actually been? How many geniuses as far as cars there actually been? There's a lot of people make cars, but who out there have made the greatest cars? There's only a certain amount. You can number them on your hands. So in every industry, it's like that. So, man, it is what it is, Chris.
Yeah,
and like I say, there's some people out here right now who can write fantastic wrestling shows. That's not even in the business, that may be looking at it from a distance, and some of them might not even really be a critic. They just looking at it from a distance. But if you actually put a pen and paper in front of them and say, "Hey, write this show," those probably the people that's the experts at it. That's probably real good at it. Probably gonna build up something that's really gonna entertain us. But like I said, what's done happen is you've had people climb to the top, kind of like a politician. I hate to say it, kind of like a politician. You have people climb through the top by unscrupulous means, and they're in positions that they have no business being in. And you go over and you look at one company, and this guy has took daddy's money, and he said, "Okay, I was a wrestling fan, and I used to like to take my wrestling man or take Cowboys and Indians like I did when I was a kid and make up these fantasy matchups. I think I did pretty good. I want to start a wrestling company. Dad got a whole bunch of money. Daddy, can I have this money? I need a hobby. Because you better believe Daddy put him in the offices over there at, with the Jacksonville Jaguars, or his name, but put him over in there so he can have something to do. But Daddy, I need something else to do. Daddy, this is a hobby of mine, and I would love to get involved in it. Then you got to look at the other guy who's like, "Hey, let me get involved with this. Let me get involved in the family. And all those years sat over there, behind a real genius, and being married into the family, ended up taking control of the business, taking control of, getting himself in the position that he's in now. So it all becomes political. So everything now is political, and it holds the business back.
Well, that's business, man. Business is political. So when you're dealing with big money, that's just gonna be what it's gonna be.
Oh yeah, a lot of times, for the most part, it is. But when you take that aspect out of it, when people take the most successful businesses that I know of, okay, have been started by people that did not have an agenda like that. They had an agenda of satisfying their customers, had the true the right, they had the right things in mind of how to run that business. And it wasn't about friendships. It wasn't about, it wasn't about that. It was about serving the customer and and putting people in the right position to make sure that customers serve right.
It did,
and,
but that
and you know what?
But that is compared to now's business mindset, that's almost negative 1% of what business is built upon.
No, well, listen, to a certain point it is, Chris. Now I know, but I'm saying to a certain point, but I'm saying not. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm saying not every business is that way. Believe me, the strongest businesses, if we look at the strongest things in industry right now, I guarantee you they're not like that. The strongest ones that's working today, if you go from top to bottom, the strongest ones, I guarantee you that person, like say, if I was running a computer tech business, Chris, and just because you're my best friend, I mean, I'm not going to say, hey, you my right-hand man because you're my best friend. Yeah, I'm going to put you in a position that I think, because you're good at communications, you're good at going around talking to people, I'm going to put you in that sales position. I'm going to put you in that tech position to where you're going to talk to people and train tech people and talk to people about how to go and talk to other people. I'm going to put you in that type of position because I know you're strong at that. I'm not going to be saying, hey, buddy, you're my right hand man, and you're going to make every single decision on every single thing in this company just because we're best friends. I'm not going to do that. So that's what I'm talking about. Let's get to all these comments, Chris. I don't know where we at, bro.
All right, right there, man. You know who that is, boy. That's our favorite person in the world. You know who that is, man. The queen of mean.
Okay, that's who that was. This Hawkins, Hawkins person is. Mean Michelle, what's going on, Mean Michelle?
Ain't nothing.
Oh my God.
There's nothing wrong with AJ Styles. Lucas, why you ask if something's wrong with AJ? There's nothing wrong with AJ. Say Chris is talking is deaf. What you good at? What is definitely what you good at? Okay.
Yeah, you are, man. And that's that's one thing. And look, Chris, I don't know if you remember all the way back to when I first met you, started working with you. I've been working with you for a while, and you went to Greenville Tech. What did you go to Greenville Tech for?
Welding.
What did I tell you? What did I say to you? I said you need to go somewhere for communications. And you need to study communications. I told you that.
Yeah.
Because I saw your strengths at that time, what you were strong at work. I was serious about it. Yeah, but you wanted to be a welder. I can understand that. Yeah, I can understand that. But man, there's a lot of people that will get out here and be like, hey, man, this what I want to do. This is what I want to do. But if you come across somebody that's wise enough, and not saying that I'm wise or whatever, it's just that I saw that. I saw that in you. I saw the way you interacted with people. You hung out with me and everything, and how many people that you knew in the city. I mean, get this sake, man, you knew more people than I did. I'm like, what the heck? And the way people respond to you and how fast the friendships become and how good you are at as far as remembering every face that you see. Just about everybody you see, you knew. Especially when you was younger, man. You did not forget a face. I'm like, look, man, you could go work for the mayor or the governor or somebody like that, because you one of these people, because each one of them, believe me, these governors and these mayors and these people like that that's in politics, they don't remember all the people that all these people that come up to them and they be like, oh, how's your family? And they be asking about your kids and all that. They don't remember that, but that they have a person. They have maybe a person or two that has this photogenic memory that remember everybody. Be like, oh, that's Larry and his wife, Susan, coming up, and they'll tell them and they'll talk about. They might even know the kids' names. And then that politician in turn can't even remember them at all because they meet and shake so many hands, but they remember because they got to be quick on the draw because that person, somebody like you, would have been behind them telling them that. Man, like I say, you could have made a whole bunch of money doing that. That's the reason I told you to get into communications and things like that. Get a degree in that. Instead of getting something as a laborer, you're better at communications, broadcasting communications. That's what you should have majored in. But hey, it is what it is. I mean, we're here, and you get a chance to do this online. All right, let's go on to the next. Magnum says, "Greetings, Ray. Greetings, Ray." All right. Keep going up, Chris. Let me go ahead. Let's get and read
All
these
right.
things off, man. Get back to
All
talking.
right.
All right. All right. Carlissa Hawkins, Miss Hawkins. What have you done for the people, Miss Hawkins? I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth like you, Miss Hawkins. You know where that's from, don't you, Chris? That ain't New Jack City. Okay, laugh out loud. Hey, you love me, Chris. Don't you? Don't be a hater. Oh my God. All right. My man Magnum says NWO. Yeah, Bischoff can't take credit for that though. All right. I mean, he can take credit for, even though he saw it over in, in New Japan, he did bring it here. So I give him credit for that. All right, Calissa says, gotta be creative and a bit open-minded. No doubt about that. Think outside the box. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, all right, Rick Dawson, what's up? Rick says, sup, Harry and Chris, two OGs, you hear LL Cool J manager passed the legendary Cool E? I didn't know, look, E-Love, I didn't know E-Love was his manager, man. I know, I remember E-Love, the first concert, one of the first rap concerts the first rap concert I ever went to was the Fresh Fest in 85, and E-Love, E-Love was one of the dancers. He was LL's sidekick, hey, and LL used to mention him in a lot of songs and everything. E-Love, with the Cool J Force, and E-Love was always his sidekick, and then the jokers hanging out on the boulevard and everything, so.
Hey, I'll be back here.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I'll be back.
All right, man. We'll see you in a minute. I didn't know E-Love was actually Cool J's manager, but yeah, E-Love passed away, the legendary E-Love, man. And hey, rest in peace to E-Love, and all prayers out to his family and all his loved ones, straight up. All right, Rick Dawson said, laugh out loud, Chris Harris stressed by TK booking of Claudio. Yeah, Chris, I told Chris after this storm's over, man, it's cold. He need to come over and let me doggone give him a cut, man. I'll go ahead and cut that hair for him. Even though I'm not an expert at cutting, that's my brother's, man. My oldest brother, oh my God, he's an art person, real good. I haven't had my hair cut by him in a long time. Or my youngest brother, he's pretty good at it too. But hey, at our ages, at the age me and Chris, like I say, just basically needed just a basic cut now, man. Let's see. All right, let's see. Carlessa got to be creative and a bit open-minded. Yes, think outside the box, no doubt. Let's see. Rick, what's up? Rick says, sup, Harry and Chris, two OGs. Yeah, LL Cool J, man, manager E-Love is gone. And, hey, a little bit younger than I am. So, hey, man, it's crazy. All right, Rick Dawson, laugh out loud. Chris Harris stressed about TK booking of Claudio. Some bookers legit only put their buddies over. That's exactly right, me, Michelle. No doubt about that. Agrees with my brother Magnum, Raymond says. And then Ray says, let's see. Lucas says, once I played AJ Styles, you told me to turn it off. Okay. Lucas cracking up. Heck yeah, Rick Dawson, New Jack City. Yeah, exactly, man. That just came up when I saw that Larissa Hawkins, man. I ain't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, Miss Hawkins. That was a stone trip, man. That was a stone trip. But hey, New Jack City, we all thought we was going to get a part 2 to that. We never got a part 2. That was a great movie, man. Hey, big ups to Mario Van Peebles on that, and everybody else that was involved in it. I think Melvin Van Peebles was his dad was part of the production as far as bringing that to fruition. And, of course, all the actors and everything that was in there, man. You definitely got it, Wesley Snipes and the whole crew. Ice-T, man. Ice-T, a great actor, a great rapper, and became a great actor. I got to give him credit for that, even though he don't get the credit he deserves as far as in the acting world, if you ask me. But man, hey, wrestling, there's a lot of different things that go on in wrestling. I never come on, some people, they'll come on these podcasts, and every time they see a news story, they'll come on and they'll talk about it. That's one thing that me and Chris don't do, and that's one thing I think maybe we should get involved in. But hey, as far as wrestling goes, as far as everything that we've done in the Straight Up Wrestling Show, all the way from watching, commentating on WWE, AEW, all the way down to the independent scene here in the Carolinas and Georgia, man, it's been a medium balanced, rocky road type deal when it comes to wrestling. You really don't know what you're getting, and it's kind of a sad thing. One thing, and this one thing I will talk about this when Chris gets back. One thing that Triple H was talking about. Man, it was so much better. You know, it was so much better when people just didn't know. It just, you know, they just didn't know. When, you know, before kayfabe before all that stuff had got out to the public and everything, it was better. I mean, I'm just like, man, what in the world did you think was going to happen? And, you know, this dude is talking about, hey, man, it was better when it wasn't exposed. And now you're exposing everything. It's flat out crazy. But that's not the problem. But to a certain point, it's the problem. Because, look, like I told Chris, when Unreal started, I said, listen, if you're going to do that, if you're going to continue to give away every single thing, if wrestling is going to give away everything, that's, you know, give away everything, what it's about, how it's done. And AEW was doing this too a couple years ago when they was doing their shows 2-3 years ago, showing everything about the business, how they do it and everything. I'm like, you're going to do that, you better give us incredible stories. You better give us incredible stories. Your show got to be on point. Everything that you do, man, it's got to be great. It's got to be outstanding. It's got to be outstanding. It's kind of like when I was growing up, man, back in the 70s, and they was showing how cartoons was made and things like that. They showed us how that was made. As a kid, could I have lost interest? And I did lose a little interest, but I kept watching. You know why? Because the cartoons, even though they showed us how it was made and everything like that, how they did it, it still was great. It still was outstanding. Still good. I mean, you know, I remember back in, I think it was in the 90s, in the mid 90s, they started showing the after a movie was done, like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I remember that. You know, that was in the early 90s. After the movie was over, then you had the credits roll up, and then they started showing some background scenes. Coming to America started showing some back there. So that was in the late 80s when they started doing that, showing background scenes and how things were going on. And I couldn't stand that because I didn't want to know how the movie was made. You know, I just want to remember how the movie, what went down in the movie and things like that. I just want to know that. I don't want to look at the scenes leading up to it, how they led up to it or anything like that. I didn't want that. But I got over that when I started looking at the picture as a whole and say, oh man, that was a great movie. That was outstanding. What they did was great. It was very creative. What they did was great. Now, if wrestling was like that, I don't care. You can show me everything leading up to it. If wrestling had that, the final product, if it came out to where it entertained us every second of the match, every second of every single match, or every, it doesn't have to be every second, but every doggone 20-30 minutes that I'm in there, I'm entertained all the way through to the 3 hours that I'm in. I'm at a show or watching it on TV. Because basically you asking people to give up a lot of time, man. And time is, the consumption of time is very important. Very important. You only have a certain amount of years on this earth, or a certain amount of years, man, to spend with your loved ones, to spend doing certain things, to be productive in your life. And you don't want to just sit there and waste it, waste it on something that's just horrible, man. And you're like, hey, I could be anywhere else. I can be somewhere else. And you don't pay a whole bunch of money, or you just sitting there hoping that everything is going to get better. Everything's going to get better on that show, that you're going to be able to see something that you saw way back in the day. That, okay, the reason that we're watching this is because we love wrestling back in the day. We love wrestling back in the day. And I want to get some kind of feel. I want to get that feeling that I had back in the day. Wrestling was such a high. It was such a natural high. And we're sitting there, we're hoping for that. And then you don't get it. Hour after hour after hour after hour, week after week after week, month after month after month, year after year after year. And you don't get it. And it's not good. It's definitely not good. Rick said, Harry, that's what I want to pick on learning about Barber Show. Oh, okay. All right, Richard Hood says, what's going on, Harry? What's going on, Richard? Yes, Richard, time is of the essence. Yeah, time is essence. Yes, no doubt about that. No doubt about that. So, yeah, you really don't want to play with people's time, man. You want to, if people are going to take time to invest in your venture, you need to give them your best, man. You need to give them your best, especially, in entertainment. If you could say, I'm going to entertain you, do it. Because, yeah, 2 to 3 hours out of a person's day is a lot. Is a lot. And one thing I can tell you about 605, 605 to 805 on a Saturday night back in the 70s and 80s when I was growing up, man, that was outstanding. That was outstanding. First, Georgia Championship Wrestling. Then they changed the name to World Championship Wrestling. And then the Crockett's got involved, and it stayed World Championship Wrestling. But even though when it was Georgia Championship Wrestling, it was great, man, on the Superstation. It was great. That was not a waste of time to nobody. The ratings was through the roof. Through the roof. All right. And listen, like I said, it continued all the way up until like 1989. Turner bought it. And it still was decent. It still was pretty good, but wasn't as good as it was the past 13 years that I watched it, or 12 years that I watched it from 1977 on to 1989. 77 is when my family first, I was 10 years old. My family first got cable TV. And then I watched it for 12 years. Hey, I've been with my wife since 88. And first couple years we was together, I watched it. Just watched it every single week. It was something that you could not miss. Exactly, Mag. TBS. Exactly. But it was something that you couldn't miss. It was must TV. Even though college football was on or whatever, you wasn't thinking about college football if you was a wrestling fan. You might have been a fan of that or whatever. You might have been a fan of college football, which I was, definitely, most definitely. But, hey, wrestling was on. Wrestling was coming first. It was definitely coming first. Richard said, Harry, I couldn't wait for GCW to come on at 6:05 p.m. I know you couldn't, Richard. None of us could. None of us could. And if you had to go to work, I remember when I started working, man, and everything, went to work, hey, I would have my wife record it. My wife would record it. If I was at work, I would have it recorded. So I had a lot of different tapes and things like that, especially if, when the pay-per-views and things came around, when WCW would do a pay-per-view back then. I didn't miss that stuff. I made sure I didn't miss it. One thing that I didn't miss, and one thing that me and my wife would record for each other, she would record wrestling for me, and she would record, if she was at home, which she was at home all the time, she would record like Young and the Restless, because I would miss it. I was into Young and the Restless big time at that time. So we definitely had that on, as far as, like, I guess you could say loop, because we always was recording those shows. And so wrestling was like that, and wrestling was like a big soap opera, man. It was stories constantly. It was stories constantly going, and they was very good. And I know people were really into the Attitude Era, and after that, the Ruthless Aggression Era, and say, oh, we had great stories. They were pretty good, but nothing compared to those old school stories. Nothing compared to that. Like I said, it was must-see TV. And you could say, yeah, the Attitude Era was too. Everybody got up and went out and had to see that, and definitely was recording that too. But man, I'm like, yeah, wrestling has to get back to that. It has to get back to it. Wrestling have to be must-see TV. Now it's like, oh my gosh, man, what's gonna happen here? I hope it's good. You go into it with a mindset, not actually a negative mindset. You're going into it with an open mind, but for the most part, we get disappointed very quickly, and that shouldn't be the case. J Rock, what's up, man? I see that you're in the building. All right. But yeah, hopefully Chris comes back. I'm not going to bring anybody on the show until Chris comes back, guys. I know he said he was taking his dog out. I hope he didn't slip and get hurt going outside or anything like that, going out on that porch, because he's got these steps. He got a lot of steps that he's got to go down. I hope he didn't get hurt. I hope he's taking his time. I mean, I know Chris is kind of smart. Chris is Chris is a, what is it? He is a scout. So he's an Eagle Scout. So he should know. He should know better. But still, don't matter if you're an Eagle Scout or whatever you are. Going out on that cold, man, going out on that ice is not good. Straight up. All right, Richard Hood said, Harry, you felt like you connected with the talent back then. Oh, exactly. No doubt, Richard. Man, it was so great as far as being a wrestling fan. And those who, and I mean, Chris, Chris is 48 years old. Chris is 48. And so, Chris did get to see a lot of it, but Chris was mainly into WWE at that time. He came up, first match he ever saw was Hulk Hogan versus, who's that? Hulk Hogan versus the Iron Sheik. That was the first match he ever saw. So he really got into the WWE, and he did watch the NWA. He watched Mid-Atlantic. He watched Georgia Championship Wrestling, but he said he did not really understand it. He was young, so I can understand. But see, I came up watching that. So I understood every single thing about it. I was invested in the storylines. And when I was a teenager, my early teen years is when I started seeing the World Wrestling Federation and Vince McMahon Sr. He had brought that to USA. Vince McMahon Sr., I think he had a good thing going. They had a really good product until 1984, into the mid 1984 when Hulk Hogan became the champion. And I was okay with it too until they turned Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan started doing his little snippet thing, and I think I would have been okay too with that if they didn't bring in Uncle Elmer and all that other foolishness, Brutus the Barber Beefcake and everything else. It became cartoon wrestling, and it's kind of funny how everybody in the Carolinas, I mean, everybody that in the Carolinas, Virginia, everybody that was watching the NWA, we just basically out of the blue just started calling it cartoon wrestling. I thought I was the only one. I thought I was basically me and my wife. My wife's like, ain't that cartoon wrestling? When I was turn the TV on or whatever, I'm seeing what's going on over there. She's like, ain't that cartoon wrestling? I felt like it was cartoon wrestling myself. I'm like, my wife was like, isn't that cartoon wrestling? She's not even really a wrestling fan. Never was a wrestling fan. But she knew the difference between what Ric Flair and Steamboat and Nikita Koloff and all those guys was doing than what Hulk Hogan, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, and Randy Savage and all of what they was doing up there up north. What they was doing in the World Wrestling Federation. They, it seemed cartoonish. It didn't seem real. And hey, I love cartoons, but not with my wrestling. And what was funny about it, they created a cartoon. Hulk Hogan had a cartoon. That's what was so bad about it. And and then you go to work. I go to work, my friend Robert and everybody else, they calling it cartoon wrestling. That was the first notion that we had. Wasn't no social media or anything like that. Wasn't that, but we all looked at it as a cartoon. It's kind of crazy. My man Brian Bullitt is in the house. What's up, Brian? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Woo. All right, I'm back. Good Lord. All right. Chris, I'm glad you made it back in, but you started scaring me, boy. Like they're going out there in that doggone ice, man. Woo.
But you're a scout. Like I told everybody, you're a scout. Chris should know what he's doing. But Chris, I've been got into a whole bunch of things, man, talking about wrestling today, what we went through since we've been on this rocky road of 4.5 years, man, as far as doing, straight up wrestling show. And then I started talking about a lot of things. Started talking about how wrestling used to be must-see TV. Talked about the 80s era up into Turner taking over, and then talked about, the ruthless aggression era, talked about attitude era, how we had stories and everything. And wrestling at one time, it was must-see TV. And that's what we got to get back to. Marcus Miller's in the building. Harry and Chris can't stay long. I wanted to stop by to say y'all all have a good weekend. My Patriots made it to the Super Bowl for the first time since 2018. Well, that is good to know, Marcus, and appreciate you stopping in. All right, let's see. Richard Hood said, Harry, the NWA was legit wrestling to me. Yes, it was, 100%. All right, Richard said, how are you doing, Chris?
Go, man. Go, man. Go. Whoa.
Yeah, Chris went out there into that ice, man. Ice, baby. Ice, baby.
Hey, man.
Like I said, I'm just glad
let me ask you something, man. Let me ask you something, man.
Sure.
So my man MVP, he made the news. Now, do you agree with this? But he explained, in his opinion, why social media promotions should be a part of wrestling contracts.
Social media MVP said social media promotions.
Yeah, promotion. Social media promotion should be a part of a wrestling contracts.
I'll get to that in just a minute. Wrestling Forever says, what's up, guys? What's going on? Wrestling Forever. What's going on? Glad that you came in rocking with the Straight Up Wrestling Show, Wrestling Forever. And if that's a podcast, hey, everybody go over and see and check out Wrestling Forever. I don't know if that's a podcast or not, but appreciate you coming in. All right. Richard Hood said, Harry and Chris, the AWA was legit wrestling to me. Yes, it was. Yes, that was too.
AWA only had
And
the
let's
missing
see.
link, boy. That was it, boy. Missing link. That's all
What's
I
that?
wanted to see. AWA just had missing link. That's all I wanted to see.
AWA was good wrestling until Vern Gagne, he basically lost control of what keeps a company going. Wrestling is kind of like a church. You have to have youth to keep that your movement going. You do. And he lost, he just lost that. And he kept feeding his buddies. He kept feeding us Mad Dog Vachon. He kept feeding us Cruiser and Bruiser. He kept feeding us, Baron Von Raschke. He fed us old wrestlers. Nick Botwinkle. He gave us these guys that was basically in their 50s, late 40s, 50s, and kept them on top. Instead of, hey, maybe putting the title on Jumping Jim Brunzell. Pretty much Hulk Hogan. Should have put the title on Hulk Hogan. We never would have had Hulkamania already had started, but Hulk wouldn't have got as big in the AWA, but he was big. He was getting big. But he should have pulled the trigger and put the belt on Larry Heenan's son way back then. Scott Hall, he should have developed Scott Hall. Had a lot of different talents that he should have been developing instead of looking at the old man. He ruined that himself. But rest in peace to Vern Gagne, man. Vern Gagne probably trained more champions than anybody in the history of wrestling. Man, this guy, he was incredible as far as a trainer. He was an incredible promoter. AWA did his thing for a long time. Let's see. All right. Okay, let's see. Marcus said, Harry, appreciate it. I'll watch the replay later. All right, Marcus, appreciate that. All right, appreciate you coming in, brother. Let's see. Black Rain says, hey, did y'all see the R-Truth interview on the Breakfast Club? It was pretty good. That's what I heard. I did not see it, but I heard it was. All right, Wrestling Forever says, what is the best promotion in South Carolina in you guys' opinion? Listen, it's between 3 Count Pro Wrestling in our hometown of Greenville, South Carolina, and APW in Chester, South Carolina. It's between those two. APW is incredible. What, Chris?
I was going to at least say Turbo. I'll at least put Turbo in there.
I forgot about Turbo. I was
like, just get Turbo.
Well, you definitely got to definitely put Turbo in the mix. But I'm gonna be honest with you, Chris. I know you like. I know you like Turbo. I know you like Turbo. A lot of people
go to WWE.
Yeah, they have. But I'm gonna ask you a question though. I mean, the overall product of Turbo Pro Wrestling, it's good, but the overall product is better. Because look, the way I look at Turbo is WWE with WWF, World Wrestling Federation.
Yeah.
3 Count Pro Wrestling is Mid-Atlantic NWA. That's the way I look at it. Turbo is the bigger presence. It is the more things happen. They have bigger wrestlers. They bring out more of a spectacular, a more spectacular presentation. But as far as the overall wrestling, it's not better. We watch better shows. You know that. Turbo, we done been a Turbo and just been like, So, as much credit as I want to give Turbo, is to me, it doesn't hit the same as 3 Count Pro Wrestling. It just don't. But everybody wants to be there. Turbo is, like I said, Turbo is the big show. Here, they are the big show. Turbo is the WWE of South Carolina. That's all I can really say about it. But is it the best wrestling product? I can't honestly sit here and be straight up and say it's the best wrestling product that we've seen in the Carolinas. I can't say that. So That's what I'm saying. I can't sit there because when it boils down to it, how many matches can you remember that happened at Turbo? I've seen some real bangers at APW in Boiling Springs. I've seen way better matches in Boiling Springs. So that's what I'm talking about. It's a 3 count. I've seen things, man. Battle Zone, especially Battle Zone. I've seen things, man, that just make that you just remember to this day. Turbo has not gave me one matchup that was better than let's see, what's the that matchup between God, I can't even think of APW.
Dagon and Jet Morris. I know Dagon and Jet Morris. I know
Jet Morris and Dagon. I haven't seen one banger like that.
Well, nobody does dog collar matches or Indian strap matches.
I know. It's not. Yeah, I know. But man, like I said, I haven't seen one match of that first time, the first show that I went to. I haven't seen a matchup like that at Turbo of let's see, Dirty versus dang, what is this name, man? What's the name's kid? Dirty versus not Dagon. Dirty versus God, what's the name's kid, man? Legion, Damian Legion's son.
Oh, yeah. I know.
I can't even think of his name. It's one. I haven't seen anything like that either. So I'm just saying, man, you gotta give me something spectacular. Just because you got all the bells and whistles, don't mean that I'm not gonna automatically give you the green light and say, hey, you're the best in the world. You're the best that I've seen because hey,
I ain't saying they're the best in the world now, but I ain't gonna say they're the best in the world. I ain't saying that.
I'm saying the best in the Carolinas. It's the best promotion. It's the best promotion as far as visibility. It's more visible to anybody. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And everybody wanted to see it there. So and they packed the house. They was packing the house, but they was packing the house in breweries, Chris. So I'm just being straight up, man. Being straight up. So that's the reason I can't say they are the best. They are the best. So, but they're in the top 3. Let's just put it that way. They're in top 3. Richard Hood, Vern got into it with Jim Brunzell and Hulk Hogan. Yes, he did. Yep. Yes, he did. Let's see. And believe me, everybody, jumping Jim Brunzell when he was the Mid-Atlantic champion, when he was wrestling when he was wrestling here in the Carolinas, he wasn't wrestling with a partner, wasn't wrestling with Greg Gagne or anybody. You talking about one of the best wrestlers. I mean, he's in my top 10 wrestlers as far as technical ability and as far as excitement from a single standpoint. I'd put him in the top 7. That guy was incredible solo. Incredible. But Vern Gagne, he put clamps on him and teamed his son up with him the whole time. And Vince really didn't understand him. Vince never would have let him go like that anyway. Vince knew he was a tag team guy, and he said, oh, you're going to be Brian Blair's partner, and y'all going to be called the Killer Bees or whatever. So, and Crockett fired him. I forgot. Jim Brunzell did something, but he ended up getting himself fired in with WCW. Never did get back. Not WCW, but WCW basically can say Mid-Atlantic. But he was incredible when he was here, man. And I mean, I put him right up there with Steamboat and Ric Flair. He did his thing. And with Sweet Ebony Diamond was with him at that time, which was Rocky Johnson. Those 4 guys, man, they just wow. They just led the charge. All right, Rick Dawson cracking up. Richard Hood said, Chris, Gary Hart sliced the missing link up. Man, Gary Hart was just flat out crazy. The missing link was special, man. I look, the missing link is yeah, boy. Yeah, Gary Hart with that kabuki, boy. He got that kabuki. Then he brought Muda in, boy. That's kabuki sign. All right, Wrestling Forever, AWL also. AWL is good, man. It really is. And AWL, man, has a chance to even get better. So, yeah, definitely AWL. Hey, I was going to put that in. But, one thing I will say, like saying, being straight up, a great presentation. We know that. Let's see. But, hey, it all boils down to memories to me. I haven't been to every AWL show. Me and Chris just now was at an AWL show not too long ago. So, man, but
and they have come a long way. AWL have come a long way.
Yeah, they have. You can't beat that. But yeah, like I said, man, I'm gonna go with consistency from what I've seen so far. And I gotta say 3 count. And me and Chris, we only been to APW once, I think. I mean, I've been up there twice. I think Chris been one time. But they do have a great product up there. I do think they up in Chester. I do think I don't think they're as good as they were before. And hey, 3 count done put on some bad shows too. So I can't say they have been. I can't say that they always knock it out of the box. But yeah, last AWL show was great. And they definitely in the mix. They definitely in the mix as far as the best in the Carolinas right now. You can't you can't take nothing away from them. AWL, the last show, outstanding. Give it a between a B plus and an A. So keep doing the thing, keep doing your thing, AWL. All right. Rick Dawson says Pootie. Pootie. What, Pootie Tang? Richard Hood said Jim Brunzell and Greg Gagne went to college together. Oh, I did not know that. Great tag team, by the way. Let's see. Randy Sam says, sup, Harry? What's up, Chris and Harry? Chris, favorite like Nikki. Remember her?
Nikki who?
Nikki, what Nikki you talking about? What Nikki you talking about?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay. All right. But hey, appreciate everybody coming in before I go over to the next comment. Appreciate everybody coming in, rocking with the Straight Up Wrestling Show. Doing this winter storm, guys. We definitely appreciate you guys coming in. Hey, y'all could be sitting in front of the fire. Hey, and if you got power, watching TV or whatever, doing, getting some meals together. But hey, you decided to come in and watch Chris and myself here on the Straight Up Wrestling Show. We appreciate each and every one of you. If you're on Facebook, you hit that like, join, share, join. If you here on YouTube, you hit the like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, ding, 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 so you know we're on like times like these. Same thing over on Twitch. And if you catch us over on X, formerly known as Twitter, hit that like, share, tweet, and retweet, and follow the Straight Up Wrestling Show. Yes. Meant to give that to Chris, but hey, I went ahead and said that. All right, but yeah, what Nikki you talking about, Randy Sam? Oh, remember Nikki? Oh, no. Remember Nikki?
Remember Nikki? Evil is good.
Dang, Eddie Murphy, boy. Oh, shoot. Vampire in Brooklyn. Was it Vampire in Brooklyn?
Yeah, Vampire.
Boy, flippity flop. You ever had a woman do the flippity flop on you? Boy, you ever had wrestlers do the flippity flop on you? I stopped watching wrestling in 95. I came back and watched it 30 years later in 2025. They were doing the flippity flop. I don't know if I'm watching it in 2026 because Chris was doing the flippity flop. They don't flip flop on me, man. Everything was on the map. Everything was on the mat. Guys would go to the top rope, man, to do a splash or something. Now they doing a flippity flop, flippity dippity. Boy, they flippity flopping him. Oh man, heck yeah, Rick Dawson, Vampire in Brooklyn. Yeah. Remember Nikki? Yeah. Oh man, couldn't say. Richard Hood, Harry, Jim, and Greg went to the University of Minnesota. Yeah, man, a lot of them guys went to the University of Minnesota. Even Flair went there. For like a year and got kicked out or something like that. All right. Let's see. Rick Dawson says Pop Goes the Weasel. Yeah, that right there was what Raging Harlem. Pop Goes the Weasel. Yeah, Pop Goes the Weasel. Well, we need a manager in wrestling like that.
He did that too in Players Club.
Oh yeah, sure did. But yeah, man, we need we need a manager in wrestling that do that. Boy, every time we get bad at a negotiation, a contract signing, or whatever, Pop Goes the Weasel. Goddamn, Pop Goes the Weasel.
Pop Goes the Weasel.
Definitely, boy, they need it. Yeah, give. All right, Rick Dawson cracking up. All right, man. But yeah, we appreciate all y'all, man, coming in, doing your thing with us tonight.
What do you think about that, though, man? What do you think about that, though, man? About what MVP said? Because he basically said, man. He basically said, and this was his words, and I quote, he said, if you're a professional wrestler and you've got the influencer level numbers where people are paying you $10,000 to post something, then maybe something you can have in your contract where you negotiate with a promotion. So he basically saying, so, and then he also said, I don't get paid extra to promote AEW events, cards, or, but I do it because maybe it's kind of ingrained in me, and we all do it better if more people are watching. So he basically
Well,
saying,
listen.
he basically saying, I come online and I promote this show, even though I don't have to do it. I just do it because I know a lot of people watch me, and I'm going to reach a lot of people. So hopefully, a lot of people watch the show. But he's saying me doing that, I should get money for doing that. That need to be in my contract. And he feels that about wrestlers.
I don't think so.
Okay,
listen, I understand what he's saying, and it does give more visibility to the company, like AEW, WWE. It gives more visibility when they do something on their own. But to tell you the truth, I wouldn't do that. It's a slippery slope because listen, it's only a minute amount of money that you make going viral, Chris. It's only a minute amount of money. Unless you have millions of subscribers, which I don't think MVP has. All these wrestlers don't have millions of subscribers. Unless you have that and you constantly making content. I'm saying you taking an hour, you taking 30 minutes, you talking to people, and people are gravitating towards your videos over and over again, and it's making a whole bunch of money.
Yeah.
But that money that you're doing is coming to you as far as on your social media platform. It's not going to that company. Okay. So basically you're in the business for yourself. It's kind of like you working for me. Like you're working for, say you're working for Staples and you was walking around with that Staples shirt outside of your job. You going over to the Walmart, you going over to, you have to stop at the local grocery store. You have to stop and you have to go over to the hospital to go over see your Aunt Jackie or something like that. And you walk in, you got the Staples shirt on. Everybody looking, they say, oh, he works for Staples. And, oh, man, I need something that Staples, they ask you, what do Staples sell? And you tell them, oh, we sell pencil paper, we sell furniture, office furniture, we sell, copiers, computers, and things like that. Hey, go over there and get that. Okay, the company made money. Yes. Was you involved in it? Yes. You was a direct, somebody that was with them directly. Yeah. But they did not contract you to go out there and promote sales. But they did put their symbol on you that you was a representative of the company. I mean, that's been going on forever. It's kind of like say somebody going out there and they're representative of me. I'm a representative of Christ. Jesus Christ is my God. He's my Lord. He's my Savior. But I don't expect Jesus Christ, even though he's blessing me, I don't believe like you need to fund my bank account. I need to see a surplus of money every time I go out and I talk to people about you. That's just crazy. So no, man, it goes down a slippery slope, and all people like that, young people, they thinking of money. Everything is money. Oh, they need to put that in my contract. Everything is money. No. Just because I'm wearing some Nike shoes and I'm going out to the local playground and I'm playing, and everybody see that I'm playing in Nikes and I'm playing a spectacular game at the YMCA or whatever, doesn't mean that Nike need to be paying me, and they don't know me from Adam. So no, man, he need to shut up. I don't want to hear that.
Hey, and speaking of money, man, how about Hulk Hogan's estate just got hit with a $10 million legal demand over alleged beer brand theft?
Oh wow. Hit the man when he's gone, man. That is flat out crazy. We'll talk about that in just a second. Let's get to these comments. Yeah. All right, Randy Sam said, Harry, you saw Forrest and a Kane. Now one Hall of Fame award of acting. Okay. Yeah. Hall of Fame. Forrest and Kane. All right. Rich said, Harry Flair started selling insurance after his college run at the University of Minnesota. Yep. Rick Dawson says, Harry, you hear Isley Brothers going to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They should have been inducted into the
they should have been in there. They should have been in there.
They should have been in there. Thank you, Rick. Thank you. But yeah, they should have. Them guys like in their 80s, man. I mean, but yeah, they should have been in there. All right. Randy Sam says, Jerry Lynn talked about that also where there are pros and cons, but he don't like it. All right. Devin, what's going on? Devin is in the house. Devin Bellingham. Devin, glad that you're here, man. Where we came from, everything don't needs to be known, and I get different times. Exactly. Yeah. Devin says, if I had a contract, I'm not posting it on social media. Laugh out loud, you can't trust these scams. Yep.
Facts.
Devin said, good point, Harry. Just because I sing don't mean I'm Michael Jackson. Exactly. I mean, yeah, it's just like I said, it's a slippery slope, man. It's kind of like, I hate to point out these girls, man, and hey, they definitely deserve money, but they have got to generate their own audience. And I'm gonna talk about something like the WNBA. They think they need to get paid on the same level as the NBA players, and they're not bringing in that type of audience to watch them. They're not bringing in that type of crowd, and people are not willing to spend $180 on a ticket, $250, $1,000, $2,000 on tickets to watch the WNBA. So, I mean, you have to, and they're like, we do the same type of work. That's what the women's soccer team was saying. We do the same thing as the man was doing, but just because you're doing the same thing don't mean anything unless you're working for an industry. Like if you go work for the Publix grocery store and both of y'all work in the deli, and if y'all producing the same amount of work, like I say, yeah, maybe you should be paid on that person's level if y'all been there the same amount of years. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, I can understand that. But yeah, so yeah, what's the name is talking crazy, man. All right, Randy Sam says Forrest Whitaker, the dude in Raging Harlem. Yeah, yep. Forrest Whitaker, definitely, man. The dude in every movie he's been in, he stood out. Forrest Whitaker stands out. Great actor. All right, Devin Bellingham says, "Sup, Harry and Chris, what's going on, Devin? Glad that you in the building, man, and rocking with Straight Wrestling Show." Chris, what you about to say? You saying about Hulk Hogan's his beer company, man?
Oh yeah, no, his estate was hit with a $10 million legal demand over alleged beer brand theft. It says basically the article says even in depth, Hogan's legal battles are far from over. According to U.S. Weekly, the late wrestling legend's estate has been hit with a $10 million claim by Karma Hold Co. Incorporated, a celebrity brand firm that claims Hogan's 2024 beer launch ripped off their original idea. The company filed a court documents in Florida on January 2026, alleging breach of contract, theft, or intellectual property and more. Karma alleges they were developing a real American beer line with Hogan before their former president and other employees poached him, cutting Karma completely out in a lawsuit originally filed in July 2025. The company says its ex-employees had used stolen materials to pitch the same concept to Hogan, which later became Real American Beer.
Okay, wow. Well, I hope they got all the evidence. I hope they got all the ducks in a row to prove that. So they really do, because people will pull the rug off under you. Yeah. Sometimes people in the company, you may have some people working around you that might see that idea or whatever's going on. There might be people in that company and say, okay, they are never going to do anything with this, or they are going to ruin it. So they might approach the client and say, let's go ahead and do this, and may take those original ideas and go on their own and say, we can launch this ourselves. That happens all the time. So that may have happened. So this company, Crown or whatever whoever they are, they definitely need to have all their ducks in a row, and they need to have the evidence to be able to present every single bit of it. But they only got to prove a little bit, man, they only got to prove a little bit that all these people was working for them, and they, here's
the numbers. Here go the numbers right here. Now, Hogan passed in July 24 last year. He left behind $11 million plus real estate empire, $200,000 in crypto, $799,000 in personal assets, and $4 million worth of intellectual property. His widow, Scott Daly, and his son Nick are now overseeing the estate. His daughter, Hogan's daughter Brooke, was notably left out of the will by her own request. Mm-hmm. Now, the estate has already dealt with minor legal issues like a $12,000 claim from JP Morgan Chase that's been paid, but Karma's $10 million demand is a whole different level. Nick, Hogan, and the estate legal team have yet to respond. So either they trying to get their dust together, or they could be guilty. I don't know. This courtroom. Go ahead.
They definitely got to do that. But one thing I will say about this, as far as all his stuff that he made in wrestling and all that money that he made up, all that stuff is untouchable. I mean, you can try to sue for that, but it's kind of hard. They're going to have a hard time to really be able to approach that. It's the money that they made from that beer and someone that beer company. Now they can sue. They can sue Hogan's assets for what he made off of that and make money off of that, but they can't sue Hogan's estate and get. The judge is not going to side with them and give them money from Hogan's past ventures. That's what I'm trying to say. They are going to give them. They might win money from what he did as far as starting this new company with these other people and doing that Real American Beer. So they might be able to get everything that came off of that, and they may be able to sue the other people that was involved in it, because you better believe Hogan was not getting he wasn't getting the bulk of whatever profits they got. Those other guys did. So they may be able to get that, but yeah, they're not going to be able to go after Hogan's children and his ex and everything that they got. They're not going to be able to do that unless they made a substantial amount of money from the beer thing. They can try to sue. They're going to probably try to go down the road and try to get some, recoup a little bit from that. But as far as getting into his personal assets, everything, all the millions that he made before that, they're not going to get that. That's not
Harry.
Right.
Now I got another article here. Yo, boy.
Okay, wait a minute. Before we get to that article, man, let's go ahead and finish up these comments. Devin says, reminds me of a major league where the only players made money and the name was Jackie Robinson. Yes, sir. All right, let's see. Randy Sam, he and a cane. Now that's dumb. Let's see. I was talking about Harry. Okay. Let's see. Very suspicious. So you talking about very suspicious, Devin, with what we just talked about? I think that's what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Hi, Harry, Chris, Will Rally Sport. What's up, Will Rally Sport? Let's see. Kara Burke is in the building. What's going on, Kara? I don't want to be a conspiracy, but why I feel Hogan got the same thing with MJ. They killed him with the pills. I would not be shocked. People get involved with a celebrity and somebody with a big name, and for some reason something always happens with these people that have these big names, and they go around, man, and they have a personal doctor distributing them things, and things happen. I'm just like, it's very suspicious. I don't know. It is crazy. It's crazy. All right, Mag says WNBA loses money every year. Yes, sir. And still in business. The NBA is subsidizing the league. So the WNBA needs man to survive. Just saying. Yes. No doubt, Mag. Mm-hmm. No doubt. All right. Carol says, let's see what the Carol say right here. Hey, Chris and Harry. What's going on, Carol? Good. I'm glad that you came here rocking with us, Carol Burke. Hey, how funny, Harry, you said that there's a song called They Don't Care About Us. Yeah, by Michael Jackson. That's why I don't take medication. Yep. Thank God I'm clean and eat well. Great. That is great. Right, if you got to take medication, buy the medication. Go, if you got to go to the pharmacy or whatever, or buy the medication yourself and take it yourself. Read and whatever. Take your own medication if you got to take it.
See the doctor.
I can see I can see if you and the doctor, you laid up in the hospital and they bringing you some medication. Even if they doing that, then you still better be skeptical of what you're taking and ask them exactly what in the world they giving you. Straight up, man. Straight up. Yeah. You never know. But but if you're in a position like Hulk Hogan was in, Michael Jackson, even Prince, and they are trying, and each one of these guys, he's going through a lot of pain and all that. Prince, from jumping off all those stages and everything, he damaged his knees. He pretty much killed his knees, by just because he was entertaining us by jumping. He would jump off those high rises and doggone in high heels. Let's see, and Hogan, all the problems that he had. All the problems. I mean, the man even shrunk a few inches, in his career because of so many back injuries and things like that. From doing all the leg drops and all, he pretty much damaged his spine, and the man dropped a few inches. They had these doctors,
man had 10 back.
Yeah, exactly. Michael Jackson. Yeah. Michael Jackson never got over that scalp injury that he had, man, and all the pain that he suffered and everything. So these guys had special. They would go to all these different doctors, and one thing you know, you can't take the accountability away from them, because they would go to different doctors, because you had doctors that say, no, I won't do it no more. I won't, you know, go past a certain threshold, and they will go to a different doctor, and they found doctors that would give them what they needed. And some doctors, man, they went to certain lengths to try to satisfy these guys. And then some of them, you know, if they able to do that, then their mindset is, man, hey, why don't I just, you know, off this guy, man? It's going to make me even more famous. And, you know, people, man, do some crazy things. So it's wild. It is wild, man. So, yeah, you really have to watch what you're taking and what people give you. No ins, ands, or buts about it, especially if you're a celebrity like that, celebrity with a big name. And Hulk Hogan, it's not that Hulk Hogan was on Michael Jackson or Prince level, but as far as in the wrestling world, the sports world, he pretty much was.
In pop culture, yeah, pop culture, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Randy Sam, laugh out loud, Chris. Randy says Chris made Harry a new song to write down to go see the doctor. Go see the doctor. That was the jam, but that was the jam. Randy Sam, Jerry Lawler want to do one more match. Please, no. Exactly. Please don't.
No.
Man, he
already had a heart attack live on TV.
Yeah, exactly. JL, we saw how Rick handled that. Yeah. Rick went in drunk too. That was just, and he was already in bad shape, but went in drunk. That was just really stupid, man. All right, Chris. What was you about to say? There's another article.
Yeah, there's another article. Yo man, Harry, done hit the political.
Okay.
Start talking political. Yo boy.
Who's that?
Disco Inferno. Yeah. Yo boy, Disco Inferno. Now this is what he said. Disco claims protesters should mind their business after fatal ICE shooting in Minneapolis.
He said, who should mind their business?
All them protesters should mind their business after a fatal shooting dealing with ICE in Minneapolis. Well, not man, he about to jump in the fire on this one now, and we both know it.
Well, a lot of people are into the fire, man, because the thing is, everybody have their opinions. You know, hey, it's an opinion, and I mean, he's entitled to his opinion, Chris. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. So I mean. Is his opinion gonna get any traction? Is his opinion gonna matter? Not really. Not really. Who's Disco Inferno now?
Exactly. And this is what he said.
He does not have no influence.
And this is what he said. End quote. He said, here's some advice for the people with common sense. He wrote, ICE is not going to cease their law enforcement operations. Confronting them is not only useless, but they are stopping. And if your protest rises in aggression, you might get killed. Mind your business is the best advice. End quote. Because he's basically, he's basically talking about that ICU nurse that got killed up there and on the that 37-year-old. Yeah, he's basically, and people protesting all that and stuff, and so he had to put his 2 cents in. So
hey man, he's entitled to it. He's entitled to it. And I look, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Let me go ahead and say this. Listen, anytime you mind your own business, you don't get in trouble.
You got that right.
If you stay away from drama, you stay away in anything. It doesn't matter how you feel about what administration. It don't matter how you feel about the man in office now. It don't matter how you felt about Biden, Obama, Clinton, Bush, whoever. If something's not your business, the government trying to conduct something, and if you don't want to be a statistic, don't get involved in it. Don't walk up to. I'm not going to walk up to a whole bunch of people, man, with a bunch of guns, and I might say something off the sidewalk or whatever, but I'm not going to walk in the midst of them and say I'm mad as hell and be involved in it. I don't care that I'm upset with the guy up there in the office. I don't care if I'm upset with that. I'm not gonna walk to that. This man holding a doggone 16 millimeter, holding a daggone semi-automatic weapon, and has authority from the federal government. It's hell bad as hell. What are y'all doing? And I'm trying to stop what you're doing. Like I said, I don't have nothing to do with Jose. I don't have nothing to do with him. I don't. If they ask him for Jose's paper, Jose don't want to give it to him, whatever. I might say, leave that man alone.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna walk over there and I'm gonna get involved in that and then and start reaching in my pocket.
Oh Lord, you asking for it then? You asking
like
for
I
it
have
then.
something, man. That's just flat out stupid.
That's
dumb. And
you
like
asking for.
I mean, yeah, common sense is common sense. I'm sorry, I don't care. Whatever it is, common sense is common sense.
Everybody don't have common sense.
I was the last time I got stopped in my car, man, I was so tired. I was in traveler's rest, didn't really know what was going on. And I always, anytime a cop stopped, I stopped the car and I started getting out of the car, man. Cop told me to stay in the car, put your hands on the wheel and everything. I was so tired. I was so out of it, Chris. Had like 3 hours, 4 hours of sleep in like the last 3 days. I was gone. My mind wasn't right at that time. And, the cop got a little upset with me, started talking to me. He just went and gave me a warning. He said, look, man, I don't know you. I told the cop, I said, look, man, I'm very tired. I said, I don't usually do this. I said, anytime I got to stop over but if I would have got shot or whatever, because the dude didn't know what I was going to do.
Exactly.
That would have been on me because I wasn't using common sense, but I was so out of it at that time. That's the reason I'm saying, hey, man, stay out of drama, man. If you know club get down the road, that they don't just get down in there. That when you go in there, man, there might be 6 dudes in there, man, packing. They always fighting in there. They always shooting. You go in there and get shot. That's you. You had no common sense. You did something stupid.
And you know what?
Something stupid.
Hey, and Harry can tell you. And when I was younger, that's the clubs I would love to go to. He tell you.
Exactly.
I was always up in. That was where I had to be.
Exactly. But man, I'm just saying, man, look, Disco Inferno, he's entitled to what he's gonna say. Yeah. And the same thing with Cactus, the same thing with Cactus Jack. I may agree with Cactus Jack a little bit, and I may not agree with Cactus Jack. He can't stand, he can't stand Trump. Yeah, he can't stand him. And man, he got a lot of things to say. He's entitled to his opinion and everything that he's gonna say. If you want to get political, you get political. But as far as wrestling go, man, I think everybody that's in wrestling, they need to stay away from that. Stay away from it. Man, hey, your job is to entertain us when it boils down to it. Disco Inferno now, he's not really a wrestler. He's out here, commentary and things like that. But, me and you, I don't feel that on this platform that's something that me and you need to be talking about. It's something that we could talk about, but we don't talk about it.
That was your guy, man. That was your man.
Yeah, I like him. I like it. I like Disco Inferno. And like I say, it's what he said is what he said, man. But like I say, like I said, man, he's entitled to his opinion. But yeah, I'm with him on the common sense thing, man. People need to, they need to practice common sense. People gonna do crazy things, man. That dude walked into that, man. He shouldn't have done that. Yeah, he shouldn't have done that. I hated that he, prayers to all his family, man, all his loved ones. But man, hey, stay out of that garbage, man. Stay out of it. Heck yeah, Kara. Heck yeah. Kumo D Classic, go see the doctor. Hi, Chris, remember that. Go see the doctor. Got that teaser. Yeah, Chris had to be like 8, 9 years old when that came out. Yeah. Let's see. Because I was like 18. I'm 10 years older than Chris.
Because now my favorite Kumo D song of all time, Wild Wild West. Hands down.
Yeah, Wild Wild West. That's a joint. But yeah, go see the doctor. But that was what I think that was first. I think that's the first jam that Teddy Riley ever played on. That Teddy Riley produced.
Really?
That was Teddy Riley's first. That set him off. All right, let's see. Randy Sam, Harry still got the cowboy hat doing the Wild Wild West dance. I wish I did, Randy. Let's see. This is not my fight. I'm not protesting anything. Exactly, Black Rain. Exactly.
Right, Black Rain.
Stay out of it. Stay out of it. I mean, and, you know, they want people like us. They want this. They want us to get involved. They want us to get involved. You know why they want us to get involved, Chris? Every protest. Because black people are the loudest. Hey, stay out of that mess, man. We ain't that's not our fight. That's not our fight. I'm sorry. And then they try to say, you know, that we getting picked up too. That is a lie. That is a lie. You know, hey, fall for the trick because hey, you can get out there and start mouthing off or whatever. Man, forget that crap. Randy, so Disco, if you have nothing to do, it's none of your business. Salt and pepper. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. None of your business. Want to be high. Want to be a freak tonight. It's none of your business. That was the jam. Now y'all getting to my wife's stuff, but she loves some salt and pepper back then. All right, Kara Burke says Harry almost went for live on Planet Rock landed. We didn't land on Planet Rock landed on us. Then he said, no, man, I'm letting it go. Look like another TKO. Exactly.
Yeah, no, but it was bars.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah, man. I am not with that. Oh, exactly. Appreciate that, Mag. Yeah. Preach. Yeah, no doubt, man. All right. Laugh out loud, Kara. Randy said, all right, Kara says, prayers to the one who lost in the ice. But yeah, Harry, I'm learning to stay out and not get my ass kicked like Chris Rock. Yep, exactly. Chris Rock show, laugh out loud. The CEO said, get out of the car. Yeah, exactly. Don't get your butt kicked. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, hey, all that stuff that's happening, man, hey, it comes down to accountability. You know, you got to be accountable. And if man, moving forward when somebody telling you to stop, police officers tell me to stop. Hey, I'm stopping, bro.
Getting out of there, bro.
Yeah, I'm getting out. I'm not. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Man.
Yeah, we ain't.
You know, I'm no match, especially if even if I'm armed, I'm no match for a military officer. That's all it is to it. I'm no match for that.
No,
you know, unless I'm some sharpshooter that's been on the range all my life and that's learned, you know,
all kind of techniques and everything. Yeah,
exactly. I'm no match, and I'm not gonna try that. Let's see. Kara says those days are over where we break dance without fighting. Exactly. Laugh out loud. Exactly. Let's see. But man, all right. You say you got another article, Chris?
Or no, that was it, man. That's all I got, man. That's all I got, man.
What else going on in the world of wrestling, man, that we can talk about? Let's stay on here for about another 30 minutes or so, 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, guys, you want to be going for 5 hours, bro?
Hey, why not, man? Hey, people decided to come in, check out the Straight Up Wrestling show. Man, hey, on this cold, wintry weather, hey, let's go ahead and let's give them our best, man. Let's go ahead and give them some news, man. Let's go ahead and talk about some things straight up.
All right, I do got one, man. I do got an article on how WWE.
Oh, hold on, before you get to that, go ahead. How WWE? Go ahead and finish the sentence, though. What you saying?
There's another article on how WWE dealt with the flights getting canceled right before Raw in Toronto because of the storm.
Okay. Let's get back to that. But yeah, let's talk about Triple H. Let's talk about Triple H here for a minute. Man, Triple H said, and I was talking about this when you went out. Triple H said this, man. He said, it was better when the fans just didn't know. When the fans didn't know the finishes, not know the finishes, but did not know, they had no clue how everything worked in wrestling. The business wasn't exposed, and they didn't know what a booker was. The fans just didn't know. The fans were just fans. And he said the fans shouldn't be critics. The fans should just be fans and just enjoy what we put out. What you think about all that?
And he basically saying, kayfabe, man, just get kayfabe back, man. That's what he missed. That's the era he grew up in,
Of course. But who exposed the business more than anybody?
Vince, man. Vince did when he said.
I know, but listen, but wasn't he part of that crew that exposed it? Wasn't he with Shawn Michaels and X-Pac? Those guys when they exposed it that night.
Well, yeah. When they did the
and
curtain
then
call.
now he's showing everything. He done completely turned pretty much completely opened the curtain with Unreal. So man, and he just now said that. Why in the world would you say something like that, man? Dude, that's like me having seat warmers in my car, and I'm getting out of my car every day going into work. And man, I'm telling people, man, I'm toasty warm. My butt is toasty warm. I feel good. Like I said, everybody else cold. But, hey. And I'm telling everybody that, hey, my Subaru, it has seat warmers in the car. All your other cars don't have anything like that. I'm exposing that, hey, they can put seat warmers in your car to everybody that's out there. And then other people go and say, why isn't there seat warmers in my car? But then they get mad that the seat warmers in their car because they forget on a hot day to turn the seat warmers off, and they be in their car, they struggling, they pissed off about it, and they like, man, it was better with seat warmers wasn't in the car. It's ridiculous for some Triple H to say this because Triple H is one of the main purveyors of that as far as putting out what's going on in the business. He's exposing all of it now, all the way up to the writer's desk, Chris. Then he gonna have the nerve to say something like that. And you know what? He wouldn't have said that, man, if they was making a great product and the fans wasn't complaining. He wouldn't have said that. Man, I'm like, dude, you eating your words. You're doing crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Let's see. Randy Sam said, laugh out loud, Michael Jackson beat it dance. Yeah. All right, man. What you about to say, Chris? You said
all right, man.
Oh, yeah, the flights. You're talking about the flights.
Yeah, the flights, man. The flights. So like I said, WWE is gonna be in Toronto tomorrow, man. But a lot of people that's supposed to be there, man, are flights getting canceled, man, because of this storm. So it said WWE didn't let a massive East Coast weather storm stop them. Their momentum heading into the Royal Rumble weekend because when flights before Raw got canceled, they loaded up vans and kept the show on the road. Woo, wow.
Okay.
With back-to-back events, Montreal and Toronto, just days before hitting to Saudi Arabia, WWE talent and staff are starting down a major travel disruption. Flights are being grounded across the region. Instead of panicking, WWE shifted into emergency mode and made sure no one would miss Raw.
Okay.
The update came straight from Lillian Garcia, who took the Instagram on the 25th to document the wild night. After Saturday night's main event, Garcia revealed that the company quickly arranged ground transportation once the airline alerts started coming in. Wow, so they literally packed everybody up and drove them from Montreal to Toronto instead of flying.
Wow.
But that's old school because that's a good little drive.
Yeah, it is, man. Yeah,
they ain't like you going like 4 or 5 hours down the road. No.
Exactly.
Yes, so this quote was said. So it's been rather interesting night, Garcia said on her IG story before last night's show started. A lot of us have started getting alerts that our flights from Montreal to Toronto for Raw were getting canceled. WWE quickly started renting some vans, and immediately following the show, we all hopped on and off we went. So they probably got about 15, 20 vans, piled everybody in a 15-seater, and like, hey, let's hit the road.
Man, look.
Hey, but that's old school, Harry. That's what they used to do back in the day. Yeah,
that's old school. I mean, the show went on either way it goes, but one way that they can actually how's our snow now? Man, we got ice. Everything's turning into ice pretty much.
It's icing.
Yeah, it's basically ice, man. So yeah, we pretty much still in, we're in the storm, the snow. It's still some snow, but the snow is covering ice, and the ice is now just meshing all into ice. So it's not good. It's not good at all. But yeah, it's going back to what you was talking about there, Chris. One thing about that's old school, man. But in a production like the WWE, and WCW even went this route, even before it became officially just WCW, when it's World Championship Wrestling, NWA, Jim Crockett, they was able to, and WWE used to do this. WWF, World Wrestling Federation, did this. Anytime a situation like that happened, they had backup. And you know the reason they had backup? Something that the WWE, they don't do as much of as they used to do, and AEW definitely don't do it. It's because they had house shows throughout the week, and you could take segments from those house shows, and you could show it on your next show or whatever. You had your backup. They don't have that no more. So,
Nope.
I think it's a good idea to have your house shows to be able to, just in case you're not going to have everybody make that next show. You have some kind of situation come up like this. You able to continue on, because think about it. If they was driving to that show, and we know how Canada is with their weather.
Yeah.
But they're more prepared for it. They do push things out of the way. Say if they was in South Carolina.
Sure.
They wouldn't have been making it to that next show. They've been driving pretty darn slow.
Yeah.
From Columbia to Greenville, you driving pretty darn slow. Charleston to Greenville.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know. But either way it goes, it's still good. All right, Randy says, okay, Harry and Chris. Same. But man, I don't know, man. I just really don't know. And last night, Saturday night main event, it was okay. I'm not gonna sit here. A lot of podcasters was just dogging it out. A lot of people dogging it out. It was okay. I think one thing I'm seeing from wrestling fans, when something's bad, it's bad. I think people can build up so much animosity in their head when they get upset. Yeah. Wrestling fans, when they get upset at something, they build up so much animosity in their head that they can't stand something anymore, and they just gonna dog it no matter what, even if there's a good product put in front of them. They can't see it. They can't see it. There's nothing good. There's nothing good when the wrestling fans, when they had enough of you, there's nothing good. There's nothing you can do for a while until that product that you went to upsets you, and then maybe you come back to the product that you originally was at. It's the bottom line. Because I think AEW, because AEW had dropped under 500,000. They was in the 400,000s for a while now, but they don't got up to the 500. They doing like 518, 520, 530. They doing over 500,000 again. So what happened is the fans that got upset with WWE, and WWE done dropped under 1 million on SmackDown. The fans that love WWE, they don't went over to AEW. A lot of them don't went. Not all of them. Some of them just stopped watching altogether and now watching highlights. But for the most part, most of them don't went over to AEW, and now they singing AEW praises. I see podcasters who hated AEW for the most part, and now they singing their praises. It's crazy, man. That's one thing that we got to get off of.
Fans are fickle, man. They're
wrestling. Yeah, wrestling fans are something, man. That's one thing we got to get off of as wrestling fans. Yeah, exactly, Randy. Good point, Harry. House shows need to come back. Yes, they do. And you know what? AEW never have did the house shows. They never have really did that. That's something that they've done once in a blue moon. Tony Khan don't know how much.
You said WWE. You said WWE don't do house
shows? I mean AEW. AEW. I said Tony Khan. Tony Khan. Okay. I might have said WWE, but I said Tony Khan never have really did house shows. And Tony Khan don't know how much he's missing as far as getting his wrestlers trained up and really getting those matches the right way without, having those house shows. Now, do he get it right as far as pay-per-views? 90, 85, between 80 and 90%, he gets it right every time on the pay-per-views. He gets it right. But, man, you got to get it right week in and week out. Man, I mean, every single program. And that's one thing I will say about when Mid-Atlantic, not Mid-Atlantic, but WCW first started doing Nitro week in and week out. For those first couple years they did that, they hit it out the park, man. They hit it out the park. And that's the reason why they was dogging out WWE, World Wrestling Federation, which had been doing it for years, had been doing Raw for a long time, was number one, and they was able to take over that spot. It's because they just every single show, man. They made sure they had something exciting going on, and they put together great matchups back to back over and over, and it was must see TV. And they talked up WWE. I mean, they talked up WWE. They brought people back to WWE. But WWE, man, I'd say Vince, he turned it up. Vince turned it up. In 97, Vince turned it up. 97, 98, he turned it up. And
he did.
Everything, you go over there, everything, there was something going on in WWE all the time. It was like the heat of the night, boy. Something going on in the bottoms, boy. Something going on in the bottoms all the time. But, man, I'm just like, you got to have that as a wrestling show. You got to. I mean, people did that with squash matches back in the day, Chris, in the territories. Every single week, wrestling was turned up. Wrestling got to get turned up again, man. It does. But shoot, anything else, man? We, like I say, you know, I ain't going to do that 20, 30 minutes, but hey, anything else, anything anybody else got to say, or, you know, anything that you got to say, go ahead and hit us up in the comments. But man, yeah, it's been a good show. We've done a good show, man. I enjoyed this show. But
yeah, we did do a good show, man. We did. I mean, we thank everybody for coming in too. So I mean, you know, because without y'all, there's no us.
Definitely, man. Yeah, it's no doubt. And then whatever platform you own, we're not going to go through the full stick. Whatever platform you own, like and share this thing, man. Tell people about the Straight Up Wrestling Show, what we're doing over here and everything, man. And we're going to get to you guys as much as we can here in this 2026 year. All right, let's see. Randy said, Harry and Chris, how you feel about Claudio, man? I love Claudio. But what is he, Dub? He's that Mexican champion or whatever. He's their world champion, the AEW's brand. He holds that title. He should be the AEW world champion. He should be their world champion. And they need to put a manager with him. A manager, valet would even be better. Put the guy in a suit, bring him out in a suit. And, you know, build him up like he was one of Jason Statham's characters. He looks just like him, pretty much. And the guy's already special. It's nothing you can give him as a wrestler. It's nothing you can give him. You know, the guy has power, has decent size. You know, he has moves.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he knows how to wrestle. It's nothing you can give him outside of better promo skills. But he doesn't need that. Oh, he does the speaking in the ring. Put a manager with him. Put a great mouthpiece with him. And I'm not talking about somebody that's going to be foolish, that's just goofy or whatever. Put a great mouthpiece with him. Put a beautiful woman with him or something like that. Or not like, say, put a good manager with him that's short on words but very good with his words.
Exactly.
I mean, you got something outstanding. You got something outstanding in Claudio. I mean, to me, I mean, they got one of the best. They got one of the best pro wrestlers in the business right now, and not just from a standpoint of a wrestler in, you know, a physical wrestler in the business, but you from aesthetics and from, you know, from public viewing, for the public's viewing pleasure. You can put him out here in the mainstream. You can do something very special with Claudio. All right, let's see. What happened to Serena Deeb? Serena Deeb was on AEW's last show. And as I could not think of her name, the last one that me and Chris did live. I'm sitting there looking at those three women. She was with Willow Nightingale and somebody else. But Serena Deeb was in the midst of that. And I'm like, who was that? I couldn't remember who it was. But yeah, okay. But Serena Deeb is something, you know, she's special. Serena Deeb is special. But, you know, she's only showing up every now and then. She's only showing up every now and then. But yeah, Serena Deeb, I just don't know. They got more technical since Dean Malenko. Yeah. But man, yeah, Claudio, they really need to do something. And you know what? WWE should have been able to do that with Claudio, but they didn't. They didn't. But yeah, WWE, man, they're missing the boat when it boils down to it with him. But I'm not surprised because they done missed the boat with everybody that they've had. Only person they really got right, they got MJF right. They did. But MJF, Tony Khan did not have the sense to tell MJF, hey, man, you know, to really build up your legacy, to really be what you want to be, and to be the person that you're telling everybody that you are, that you're the greatest in the world, that you're the best wrestler in the world. Hey, you gotta work for that. You got to work for that. I know a lot of people out here, they thought that, hey, this man, all he got to do is talk. After he cut one great promo, and then he cut another one after that. But all this man got to do is talk, and he's special. He only got to wrestle every once in a while because of, hey, he got on the microphone and he cut a great promo, and he cut down Tony Khan. He cut down WWE or whatever, and they had to pay a bunch of money to get him back in there, and that's all he have to do. But that was a lot. That right there, I'm like, man, this man he's running the company, and the biggest voice for the company. Cardio can be this generation's Dean Malenko. Yes, no doubt. But man, I'm just like, I see so many missed opportunities, things that he could have done with, things that AEW could have done with. Who's the big guy? Powerhouse Hobbs, who's looking like he's going to WWE right now. They could have did a lot more with him. Chris, are you still there, Chris?
Yeah, I'm back out here.
Okay, Chris, who was that dude, man? That other big dude, Brian. What was Brian? No, the other big dude that was with Powerhouse Hobbs there for a while. That you liked a lot. Brian Cage. Yeah, Brian Cage. Look, man, I'm not as big on Brian Cage as Chris is, but I'm not stupid though. You know what I'm saying?
They dropped the ball with him, man.
They dropped the ball with him. It's like, man, somebody that big and that powerful and that got that much, he's not the greatest wrestler in the world, but he's got enough skill set. I would say he's a better wrestler than Lex Luger.
Oh, good.
You definitely can do something with people like that, man. And I'm just like, they didn't do nothing with him. They did not know what to do with him. And you have Dutch Mantell who's saying that he thinks Tony Khan don't like big wrestlers, or he don't know how to push big wrestlers or put them in the right position. And of course he doesn't. I mean, come on, let's look at Lance. Let's look at Lance. What is Lance's last name, Chris? Lance Archer? Look at him. Archer. Man, Lance Archer should be a Blackjack Mulligan, John Studd type of dude running around. Should have a big name, Ernie Ladd. But Lance Archer, he's just somebody that you beat up, man. I mean, that you beat or whatever. And he may get a push every now and then, but it always dwindles to nothing. So I'm just like, man, I don't know. I'm just shaking my head. But, man, people dropping the ball. And we see that not just on the WWE, AEW. We've seen that over and over on the indie scene where people drop the ball. And maybe it's too much talent out there. Maybe that's what it is, Chris. There's so much talent out there, and there's so many people come in and out of wrestling now that you're like, oh, we got to move this person out of the way to make room for this person. Yeah. And that may be it. That may be it. And that's detrimental to the game. Because wrestling back in the day, believe me, you had to go and find wrestlers. They had to go find wrestlers. They made wrestlers out of guys that was bouncers, bouncers in clubs. They made wrestlers out of guys that was just working out at the local gym all the time, somebody that was a former football player. They made wrestlers out of people that was, and it wasn't your normal average day person. Hey, they wasn't going out looking for Orange Cassidy.
Oh, good Lord.
They was going out looking for Billy Jack Haynes. They was going out looking for Klondike Bill. Those are the type of people, people that had size, people that was different, people that looked different. People that talk different. That's what they was going. That's what they was looking for. They wasn't looking for private parties. They weren't looking for that. Let's see. Randy Sam said, and Lance Archer can cut a promo, but he has no character. Yep. Matt Magnum says, where are Brian Cage and Wardlow? Oh, yeah, Wardlow. Yeah. Basically messed him up. And I told Chris that from the jump is from when they put him out there solo and they started doggone power bombing everybody that came in the ring.
Yeah, that was trash. That was trash.
It was a little funny thing at first. People was laughing and everything. It was a little funny at first. But man, it's hard for me to look at something in wrestling when they doing things that backfire on you later, and I see it before it happens. And it's not that I'm seeing it and that it's coming up in it's coming up in my mind or whatever, that hey, down the road that I'm trying to be Nostradamus or something. It's just the experience, just my experience of watching wrestling for 50 years, more than 50 years, that I know that if you continue to do something, hey, that ain't gonna work after a while. It's not just wrestling, it's experience in life. You continue to do something, that's going to play out, and that played out very fast. Just letting the guy powerbomb everybody. But it didn't have to do that. It didn't have to do that. Tony, you showed us. You showed us that this man is powerful, he's strong, and everything like that. Do it 2 times, let it go. And then let this guy go in there and prove himself in the ring. And just like the Road Warriors, didn't have to have a lot of moves. They used them well. Yeah, exactly. All right. Carol Burke says Godfather was a pimp before a wrestler. Yes, he was. Oh, Randy Sam said both is injured. So Wardlow and Brian Cage is injured. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Carol says Charles Wright looked like a wrestler more than Darby Allin. Yep, that's true.
Yeah, and Charles Wright.
I like Darby, though.
Yeah, he's like 6'4" anyway, too, but that's a big joker.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I like Darby. I like Darby, but, man, Darby done beat himself up for this business.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, Carol says she grew up watching Wright in UWF. Okay, cool. But, man, yeah, I'm just like, man, you see somebody that come to you as far as wrestling, and I'm talking about somebody different. They don't have to be the most. They don't have to be Tony Atlas. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to be Lex Luger. They do not have to be Rocky Soulman Johnson. But you get somebody that come in and look like Missing Link. Somebody that comes in looking like Iron Sheik. Somebody come in and look like Sergeant Slaughter. Even somebody come in and look like Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard. Not the biggest in the world, but they look different. You back in the day, all these guys that was wrestling back in the day, you look at them, Chris, and you say there's something different about them.
Oh yeah,
you know. And yeah, they was beating up people that looked normal, like normal guys on the street. But for the most part, even the jobbers look like, they look like somebody you didn't really want to mess with. Bill and Randy Moki.
Except for them.
Yeah, except for the Mokies. The Mokies look like everyday 7-Eleven shoppers. You know what I'm saying? People that you would see at 7-Eleven. They look like the everyday person that you see walking through a Walmart, a Kmart or somebody back in the day, for the blue light special. But even people like Rocky King, man, Rocky King looked different. You know what I'm saying? He just did. I mean, something, even jobbers back then, Iron Mike Sharp and people like that, man, they look like somebody, that you really didn't want to mess with. All right. Mag says, at Randy Sam, thank you. Yeah, for that Brian Cage and Wardlow update. Randy Sam said they don't have to be a Mark Calloway, laugh out loud, a.k.a. Undertaker. Exactly. Sure. Exactly. But, B, yeah, we got you on that, Randy. But think about it. You can have those kind of characters walk into wrestling today, and these guys, Tony Khan, Triple H, they have no clue what to do with them, Chris.
Oh, of course.
They have no clue. All right, let's see. All right, Carol says we need people like CWA, Memphis again. Oh, yeah. Yeah, both of those. CWA definitely was a great wrestling association, Continental Wrestling Association. I figured that's the one you're talking about. Or are you talking about the one you're talking about out of Florida? Let's see. Or Memphis. Yeah, that was great. That was outstanding. You're not gonna get no better than that. CWA, Memphis, Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling, World Class Championship Wrestling. All those companies were great. Even Tully Blanchard's dad's company, Southwest Championship Wrestling out of Texas, outstanding. Hi there, guys. Happy snow day. What's going on, Hassan? Haven't seen you in a long time, man. Hassan Game. Hassan Terrell, man. Hadn't seen you in a while. What's going on with you, man? Glad that you came in rocking with us tonight. Glad that you came in. You saw us and you came in, man, and said, what's up? We hadn't seen you in a while. But, yeah, that's our man, Hassan Terrell. Good to see you, bro. Definitely good to see you. But, man, Kara says hi. It says I'm talking about Master of Pain and CWA Wrestling. Oh yeah. And CWA Wrestling put out a lot of people. Hey, they the reasons why we got Sid Vicious. He was among us over in CWA. Let's see, but man, like I say, hey, those days are gone. Wrestling now has to make its own. Vince McMahon, as much as people want to talk about him or whatever, Vince McMahon made his legacy, Chris. Vince McMahon made his legacy. He done a lot for the business. Even though people may say, hey, he was one of the main reasons why it went down, why it got destroyed. But Vince McMahon's legacy is set. I don't care if they put him in the Hall of Fame or not or whatever. It's set. Vince McMahon did a lot. Junior did a lot. I mean, he came up with a lot of great gimmicks, a lot of great things. I mean, that Joker he knew what he was doing. Now it's time for Triple H to, I don't know if he's able, how long he been in control? 2 years? I don't know if he's able to do it. If he's able to do it.
Yeah, I have no
The son,
idea.
I did enjoy Saturday Night Main Event on YouTube. Yeah, it was pretty good. And Peacock Movie and Lucha Libre, and it was good. Okay, yeah, it was good, Hassan Terrell. I did not watch Lucha Libre after Saturday Night Main Event last night. Antonio, our man Zolo hit me up and said you guys are missing Triple H, and he said the first match was 3.5 stars. I don't know if it's 3.5 stars or not. I went with him on the last matchup of Saturday Night Main Event, which was between 2.5 and 3 stars. I went ahead and went with him on 3 stars, 3.5 stars with it. But it definitely wasn't that. Mag ranked it at 2.5 stars. Alma Clark went 2.5. Let's see. Me and Chris, we kind of like when it was entertaining. I will say that the match to me was entertaining, and it probably was entertaining because the way they started the match off. They started the night off. They started it off with chaos, and the chaos was okay there for a little while, but it got a little too much. They should have had the chaos, and then they should have had a match. But I can understand what Chris was saying. Yeah, nobody had to lose that match, and nobody got hurt before they do the thing at Royal Rumble. That's true. Randy said Harry about to cut Chris Beard next. Laugh out loud. Hey, Chris usually do his own thing, man. But I don't know. Like I say, I definitely probably can do that. But yeah, whenever Chris comes over, like I say, give him a haircut, cut the beard and everything like that, and give myself another shave here too.
I'm keeping my Jim the Anvil Neidhart, but I'm keeping my Jim the Anvil Neidhart, boy.
That Jim the Anvil, boy, Jim the Anvil. Randy Sam cracking up. Boy, Jim the Anvil, man. But wow, cool. What else we got here, man? What else we got here, Chris? Anything else, man? 2:22. Well, let's try to roll on to 2:30. Let's try to get that 2 minutes and 30 seconds in. But 2 hours and 30 minutes. Hey,
how about say 2 minutes?
We appreciate. What in the world? I mean, 2 hours and 22 minutes.
I was about to say, but 2 minutes. We've been past 2 minutes, but
my iPod is dead, man. I got to doggone charge my iPod, man. I can't be having that. I don't know. Power might go out, man. I'll use my power banks up or whatever.
But Dollar Man dead. iPod dead.
Yeah, Dollar Man dead. iPod dead. Yeah, iPod dead. Hey, what's the name dead, man? Doggone what's the it wasn't a Dollar Man. No, he didn't play a Dollar Man either. Let's see. And what was the movie? What's the movie? Dang on Do the Right Thing. Do the Right Thing, man. What's the name?
Radio Raheem.
Yeah, Radio Raheem. Dead. Radio Raheem dead. What? That thing, Sal's Pizza, boy, burn up and dead, boy. Burnt down.
Put some mozzarella on that thing, boy. Put some mozzarella on it, boy.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. That joke was crazy, man. That joke was crazy. There's my girl, Alma Clark. She says, yeah, AJ Styles versus Shinsuke match of the night classic. Yeah, it was the match of the night. But
Shinsuke did mess up, though. Shinsuke did mess up. He put that tweet out there saying that AJ is going to retire. Yeah. So they saying AJ going to lose that match at the Royal Rumble, man. But as soon as he put it up, he deleted it.
Yeah, I know. I seen that. Yeah. Man, look. There's no ands, ands, or buts about it. When it boils down to it, I was running the WWE, I would tell them, look, I know social media is out there, but each and every one of you in your contracts, keep your flipping mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut. If you say the wrong things, you're gonna get fined you're gonna get fired or whatever. But man, keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut. Don't expose anything. But hey, man, how can you blame these guys when Triple H, he's unmasking everything? But man, tell you the truth, these wrestlers wouldn't even know what was going on if I was doing creative. Man, you was doing creative, Chris. You know that. They wouldn't know anything that's going on until the night of. And I'll be like, don't tell me you can't have a good match because you guys haven't been matched up with each other. You guys been doing this thing for a long time. Go out there and have a good match, call it in the ring. You know what I'm saying? We will tell them what the outcome we want to be, but you guys go out there and call it in the ring, have a great match, just like we do out here on the indie scene, Chris, when we run our shows, when the shows we done ran. Hey, go in there, have a great match. You guys been in the business long enough. You guys know what to do inside that ring. And they always go out there and deliver an outstanding match. Yep. All right, let's see. Randy said Harry about to have the love and hate knuckle.
Love, hate.
Oh, man. All right, Hassan. Yeah. Hassan says, well, I like Triple H too. Yeah, he's all right, Hassan. He's all right, man. Like I say, I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat Triple H. Because Triple H, man, I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat him and say he making all the right decisions out here in the business. Because hey, I'll be lying if I said that. But Hassan, like I say, hey, I respect your opinion, my brother, most definitely. But man, like I say, tonight been a great night. But guys, man, hey, all we can do is hope in 2026. Like I say, we're not even out of January yet, but hey, we're coming close. We are hoping that the next 11 months is going to be outstanding, guys. Yeah. That's what we all hoping for. India is cracking up. That's what we all hoping for. Jay Wrestler, what's up, Jay? Jay Rock is in the building. I know
what's happening.
At least I think that's Jay Rock. That's either Jay Rock or that's Jordan, but I think it's Jay Rock. Oh, yeah. All right, Will, thanks, guys. I think it's Jordan. Let's see. Alma says AJ should go to TNA Hall of Fame, but before that, go back to TNA. He wrestled the other night in TNA.
Did he wrestle or he just made an appearance?
I do know. He made an appearance. But yeah, Jay Rock, I know he came in the comments or whatever. Jay Rock did. I guess, but we didn't get him on the show. So, goodness. Wow. I just took the thing down. Let me get back on the screen here. I can't see myself. Okay. But man. Woo. We got a lot of things to do. Me and Chris, we started off this year going to a couple of indie shows and things. I've been to a couple of indie shows, and we've done a few other things, doing a little bit more than what we did at the second half of the year last year. But like I said, guys, we're gonna try to get in as many shows as we can whenever Chris is home. We're definitely gonna do as much as we can, man, and try to get back more into this AEW stuff, watching more Dynamite. But we're definitely gonna get into this, get into watching the Monday Night Raws and the SmackDowns. We, missed SmackDown. We were supposed to do SmackDown Friday night. That's not Chris' fault. That's my fault. Hey, man, we was out in it. We was out here trying to get prepared for the storm. Then ended up going out and eating. I got back a little late, so we definitely didn't do it. We could have came on, but I was like, I ain't gonna mess with Chris or whatever. But we definitely should have came on. But we missed Friday night SmackDown, and I heard it was trash, man. But like I said, one thing that me and Chris need to do when it comes down to these pay-per-views, I'm not pay-per-views, but these shows, we got to watch it for ourselves, because I still think there's a lot of overreacting, even though right now I'm disparaged in wrestling as far as I don't think it's as good as it should be, nowhere near as good as it should be. But sometimes I look at some of these shows and I'm like, it's not as bad as what people were saying it was. But it's not good. It's not something that's going to make people run out and want to tell the world that, hey, man, what I just saw was just outstanding. It was great. It was something that you got to see. Yeah. Nothing like that in wrestling now. Nothing like that, what we have right now. Yeah, my man Randy Sam said, sup, Mag. Then he said, Harry got that shovel ready for the snow. Hey, man, I don't think we're getting any more snow, Randy.
We're getting ice.
Matt said, Randy Sam's greeting Randy. Have a great week. But, yeah, guys, we are about to rock out of here. We going on 2 hours and 30 minutes. We're about to rock out of here. Appreciate everybody coming in, guys. Appreciate my man Magnum, Randy Sam coming through, Kara Burke, Jay Wrestler. Who else, Chris? Who else? Hassan Terrell come through here, man. Lucas come through here. Let's see. So many of y'all come through here, man. I don't want to really miss anybody.
Black Rain.
Came through, Randy Sam. Yeah. Randy Sam, Black Rain, Ray Underwood.
Richard Hood came through, man.
So many more. Richard Hood come in here. Me Michelle come through with her crazy self. Let's see. Black Rain 7920 come through.
Yeah, Rick Dawson came in.
But Rick Dawson come through. Will Relic Sport come through. Devin Bellingham came through.
Yep.
Hey, man, a lot of people come through here. And we appreciate, man. We appreciate each and every Wrestling Forever came through. So many different people came through. We appreciate everybody coming through, man.
Yes,
rocking with the Straight Up Wrestling Show tonight. Let's see. My man Brian Bullock came through.
Brian came through.
We appreciate everybody coming through, rocking on this wintry weather. And, man, going through this storm. And hopefully everybody keeps power, man. If you don't have power, hopefully you have power soon. Like I say, because me and Chris, we could end up losing it tonight, from what.
But don't say that. But don't say that.
I mean, we could, but hopefully, hope and pray that we don't. Hope and pray that nobody here in the Carolinas or anywhere surrounding us, anywhere in the nation, man. Everybody keep their power on, because that is something that you really don't want to go through, especially how cold it is out here. But hey, man, if not, be prepared, man. Be prepared. That's all I can really say. But we appreciate everybody coming through here. And what game are you talking about?
Game.
I'm not watching some games. Some game Jay Wrestle talking about.
Oh, probably that Rams and Seahawks.
Heck yeah. Well, Randy Sam said, nights like this, I wish that raindrops will fall.
Boy, he's tripping, boy.
Nights like this.
Hey, hold on, Harry. What he said? What he said?
I still got that drip. Yeah, boy. That joke was about, man, just trying to be like me. You'll never be like me. You never had it, and you never will.
Don't be like Eddie Kane.
Boy, nobody can't sing like Eddie Kane, boy. Eddie Kane Jr., boy. But his actual name was Eddie King. You sound like you saying Eddie Kane. I did Eddie Kane, boy. Yeah, Jay Wrestler. You see the game trying to script it so much for Stanford. Is Stafford or Stanford?
Stafford.
I'm shaking my head.
Yeah, I ain't even watching. I'm done with football, man. I'm done.
Oh no, that's basketball. Got to be a basketball game.
No, he talking about football.
It's a basketball game.
Matthew Stafford, man. Matthew Stafford.
Oh, Matthew Stafford. Okay. NFL game's on right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
Matthew
man. The Rams and Seahawks. They playing right now.
Look, I haven't watched pro football and so hardly much this year. I wasn't even thinking about that. Matthew Stafford,
I'm done, man. Like I said, I forgot the games were even on, man. I completely forgot they was on. I'm done till the NFL draft, man. I'm done.
Yeah, I hear you. Randy said nobody came to see you, Otis. Nobody came to see you, Otis. Temptations don't switch.
Temptations
like this. I wish raindrops would fall. Yeah. Jay Wrestler cracking up. What'd he say? What the NFL? Yeah. Yeah, man. I was off. I was thinking Stanford playing basketball, man.
No,
I saw
man,
Stafford, but it just didn't connect right. I wasn't thinking about Matthew Stafford, man. Why in the world should I think about Matthew Stafford? I don't follow the Rams like that, man. Just like I say, I like Matthew Stafford when I see him play, but I just don't follow the NFL. I stopped watching a lot of football when we started doing this. When we started doing this wrestling thing, I basically stopped watching football, and I don't have really a pro team. So I got the Panthers, but the Panthers been so bad for so many years. I really wasn't watching them, man.
This year, man. They made the playoffs.
I know they made the playoffs, but you all into the Eagles and everything, but that's all you cared about. I mean, come on now. If Eagles wasn't playing, you didn't care nothing about that. Anybody.
And that's why I ain't been watching no games, but I still know what's going on.
Yeah. It's like the 76ers playing. But the whole thing about it is, man, a lot of times now, I'll go and watch a college football game. I'll go watch a game or whatever. I enjoy it more than I enjoy wrestling. And, wrestling, at least wrestling a few years back when we was doing this, wrestling was close to being on par with every game. So you can watch wrestling and stayed close to what was going on in wrestling, and you didn't worry about, okay, that I missed that game. But now that, you know, the last 2 years that I missed a whole bunch of games by just doing this and watching wrestling, it really ticks me off. It does. It ticks me off. I'm like, man, I missed a whole bunch of good football, whole bunch of good basketball, a whole bunch of good things in the sporting arena, even baseball, in the sporting arena, because I was so focused on wrestling. And what have wrestling given me in the last 4 years? You haven't given me nothing epic outside of the Bloodline storyline and maybe Judgment Day. Judgment Day was really good for a while. R-Truth. But you haven't really given me nothing epic. I want wrestling to give me a Harley Race type story. Well, Harley Race, man, Harley Race as the NWA champion.
Hey,
was
I hate to bust your bubble. You know they ain't never gonna happen. Right? You know they ain't never gonna happen. Right?
Look, man. Look, I know it's never gonna happen. That's what I'm saying. Listen, man, just because that's not gonna happen. You think wrestling fans today do not want another Stone Cold Steve Austin to happen? They don't want another Rock to happen. That's the reason we watch it, Chris. We watch it because we want another Hulk Hogan. We want another Ric Flair. We want another Rock. We want another Stone Cold Steve Austin. We want another Road Warriors. We want another Steiner Brothers. That's the reason you watch it. Watch wrestling. You don't watch wrestling because you want the Young Bucks. You don't. You want something better than the Young Bucks. You
don't want the flippity flop. You don't want the flippity flop.
You darn right, man. People watch basketball because they want the next Michael Jordan. People listen to music because they want the next Michael Jackson. They want the next Elvis Presley. They want another Beatles. They want another doggone Commodores.
You got Lebanon James, man. You got Lebanon James.
Man, you better get out of here. You better get out of here with that, man.
You got Lebanon James, man.
Well, you know Lebanese James, but Lebanon James, but you know that Joker is not no Michael Jordan. But I'm just saying, man, you know, hey, without wanting, it's not that we want these guys to duplicate these wrestlers. We want the same impact that these wrestlers brought. You know what I'm saying? The same entertainment that they brought. That's what I'm saying. So sitting back here and say, man, you know, they ain't never gonna happen. Why are we watching it then? Why are we watching it then? Because we can see.
Because I love watching.
Because we can see. Yeah, man, you boys. Yeah, like I said, man. Why? So we can see pockets come out there. Some guy call himself Orange Juice Jones or Orange Juice Kid. Just, you know,
but you got
Sun Kiss or whatever come out there and do his stupid thing. Yeah, the tappy toe man, pockets or whatever. Man, come on, man. That's not what I'm not tuning in. I'm not tuning into wrestling so I can see Private Party. I'm not tuning into wrestling so I can see some guy who can he got some skills. He can rap a little bit, come out there rapping and stuff like that and talk about whatever that, you know, is for the people. What was the name of his tag team?
God damn, the Sizzle Boys.
Yeah, Max. What's his name? Max and the other dude.
Oh my
but
God.
I forgot.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, they had what's the name? I can't even remember their names. I don't tune into wrestling for that, man. I do not. I mean, and the sad thing is, you got people out there, man, who can be these superstars that can be iconic. And the only one that I've seen in the whole time we've been watching wrestling is Roman Reigns. They can do it with Cody to a certain point. But that's the only ones I've seen. Only ones I've seen. I want guys, man, to make history. But the thing is, they're not letting Roman cross over to the mainstream or Cody Rhodes. You know, I want to see history. I want to see historic wrestlers, man. I want to see guys that they can make into historic wrestlers where everybody in the public knows who this person is. Everybody know who Dusty Rhodes is. Everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Even the young people knew who he was. Everybody knew who Ric Flair was. Everybody know who Hulk Hogan was. Everybody know who the Road Warriors was or the Legion of Doom. Everybody. How many of these people today you can say they're gonna leave wrestling and everybody gonna know who they are? AJ Styles gonna disappear. Nobody ain't gonna know who that is. He's about to disappear. Nobody's gonna know who that is. Tommaso Ciampa's about to retire. Nobody knows who that is.
Yeah.
Man, I look like a fool walking into AutoZone and say, man, Tommaso Ciampa about to retire from wrestling. Everybody look at me like, what the hell are you talking about, man? Take this brake fluid. Get on out of my store. You know what I'm saying? Man, come on, man. Come on now. Man. I mean, you got world champions, man, that I can't even recall right now that's been a world champion in the last 4.5 years in AEW, WWE. I can't even think of the names right now. Oh man, I could not be in. I can't go to the Cheesecake Factory and start talking to the waiter about, hey man, Jon Moxley. Did you see Jon Moxley last night, man? Jon Moxley beat the doggone man. He beat the brakes off of Darby Allin, and Claudio Castagnoli came and picked him up and threw him out of the ring onto the doggone announcer's table. That waiter gonna look at me like, what the heck are you talking about? Man, was there a fight outside, man, outside of the doggone parking lot? What are you talking about? See, that's what I'm talking about, man. I want wrestlers, man, that if I wear a shirt I'm walking through the mall and I'm wearing some shirt and it has that wrestler's name on it, everybody know who that wrestler is. I don't have to explain that who this person is. I mean, that's the type of wrestler I want. That's the type of wrestler I want to be built up in front of me by me watching this product. I do not want to be 72 years old, Chris, 75 years old, up in a nursing home and be like, man, I was watching doggone Shinsuke Nakamura. I was watching Tozawa. I was watching R-Truth Act Goofy, man. I was watching who else is irrelevant, man? I was watching Johnny Gargano, man. I spent all these hours and hours and hours watching these guys, man, and just hoping for something great that I can just hold on to. And just man, I got this wrestling magazine, or I got their wrestling belt, and I can hang it up on the wall. But man, I got wrestling magazines with Sting on the cover. I got wrestling magazines with Hardy Race on the cover. I got wrestling magazines with Ric Flair on the cover. I got wrestling magazines with Bruno Sammartino on the cover. I got wrestling magazines with Hulk Hogan on the cover. I got wrestling magazines with Razor Ramon on the cover. Kevin Nash on the cover. Big Van Vader. People, Ron Simmons, people that meant something. That if they walk into a room, everybody knew who they are. Everybody knows who they are. The people that gave off a vibe, man. That hey, there's something different about them. But I'm sorry. Hey, nobody in the world is going to care about what's going down with your man that's doing Danny Garcia or whatever. Nobody in the world is gonna care about that. He was the greatest dancer. You know what I'm saying?
Oh Lord.
I don't want that, man. Give me wrestling, man. Give me wrestling. Give me people that I can't that's not gonna embarrass me out here if I decide to talk to other people about it. That's what wrestling I want to see. But wrestling now is altogether is pretty much an embarrassment. We as wrestling fans, we talk among each other. We don't talk to the public like we used to. We don't talk to the mainstream people. You don't, even Chris, you don't go out here outside of me and a few other people, man, your friends that watch wrestling and talk about wrestling. You don't.
If I'm at work and it's happened a few times, if I see somebody with a shirt on or something, wrestling shirt, I'm like, oh, okay. I might say something. They'll be like, oh, you know who that is? I'm like, yeah. And then,
that's because you're talking to one of your people. These are all people. That's what I'm talking about, man. It used to be I could talk to anybody about it. That's what I'm saying. You're talking to your people. So that's easy to do. It was easy to talk to Blaine because Blaine came to us and asked us about wrestling. Y'all got a wrestling podcast and stuff like that? He talked to us about wrestling. It's easy to talk to people like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and finish up with these comments. We're gonna get the heck off, man. I see somebody quote your favorite. Randy Sam says, quote your favorite Harlem Nights, Harry and Chris. Favorite Harlem Nights. You talking about a favorite saying on that? Besides,
pinky toe. There it is. There it is. Go, shoot, quick, go. You think I won't shoot that old crusty?
I can't hear you, Chris.
Can you hear me now?
Cutting in and out. Okay, Chris, I don't know what you're saying. Yeah,
Harlem Nights.
Elijah Washington asked me, am I live now? Yeah, Elijah.
That joker, that boy trip, boy. Yeah, but Randy talking about you want to shoot people in the pinky toe. Yeah, man. Jay Russell says that's my girl, my best friend. She's crying and told her girl broke up with her. I said, take you a new what? A new Duff they have out. And she asked me what is. I said, this Maximo. Oh God. Well, looks like I've lost Harry for the time being. I'm gonna finish up with these comments. Yeah, Randy, a super kick party for real. Richard Hood, guys, wrestling fell off in early 2000. Yeah, it did start falling off then. Yeah, it did. Richard Hood said, guys, today's talents are entertaining themselves and not the fans. Okay. Richard also says AJ Styles is a good talent today. Yeah, he is. He's a very good talent, man. And Richard also says the talent of yesterday made statements that had tremendous effect on people, and that's why wrestling reunions are important. Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. I'm going to wait a few minutes for my man Harry to get back on here. Hopefully he'll get back on here if he ain't dropped off and, his battery done died and everything and stuff. So, I wouldn't doubt it. But, guys, I'm going to get off here, man. Thank y'all for coming on tonight, man. Like I said, we talked about a little bit of everything, some wrestling news, what's happening in wrestling, and just stuff in general. Guys, you know how we do, man. We didn't really, obviously stick to the topic. We were all over the place, but hey, that's what we do. But we thank y'all for coming in, man. Everybody coming in. We appreciate you guys. Hey, and just tell your friends about us, man. Let it be known that the Straight Up Wrestling Show is still around. We still are the hottest wrestling podcast around. I said what I said. I ain't going to take it back. So go run, tell that. Until next time, for your boy HBT, I am the People's Podcaster, and y'all stay straight up. Until next time, peace.